Many students walking in the aisle. Let's welcome all the dignitaries with a big round of applause, my friends. Let's give them a huge round of applause. And I invite all the dignitaries to join us for ringing the bell of democracy in the valedictory session of 15th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad.
अब कुछ बात करेंगे मिलजुल कर अब काम करेंगे तब जाकर कुछ बात बनेगी जनहित की शुरुआत बनेगी.
What a beautiful moment in this valedictory session of 15th edition of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad. A big round of applause. It is our good fortune that we all are witnessing this moment in the presence of the chief guest, Shri Anurag Singh Thakurji, and all other dignitaries present here. I now invite them to kindly light the traditional lamp. Shubham karoti kalyanam arogyam dhana sampada shatru buddhi vinashaya deepa jyoti namostute. May this light give us the path ahead and show us the right way forward in order to make our motherland, Bharat, proud. What a beautiful visuals of lighting the traditional lamp for the final time in the 15th edition of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad. Let us cherish this divine moment and pray to the Almighty that may He keep His blessings on all of us all the time. And I now invite all the dignitaries to join us on stage. I request all the students and faculty friends to kindly be seated. The 15th edition of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad has been remarkable in every sense of the word. It brought an extraordinary diversity of ideas, formats, and participation. The journey began with the student orientation on Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad and DLGP, setting the context and the purpose. This was followed by youth-to-youth connect sessions where participants engaged deeply in identifying the real-world problems that demand thoughtful solutions. We then witnessed 4 powerful thematic sessions dedicated to democracy, leadership, governance, and public policy, each sparkling the dialogue, reflection, and responsible thinking. And of course, yesterday's Bharat Colloquium 1 and 2 provided profound intellectual engagement and national perspective that inspired everyone present here. Altogether, this year's 15th edition of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad has been a re-engineered and reimagined experience for all of us. One that participates widely accepted for its inclusiveness and engagement. Dignitaries on the dais, I'm really happy to share with you that students felt truly connected and nearly, please mind this number, nearly 1,500 participants were able to speak individually throughout the sessions and share their ideas, concerns, and aspirations within the respective cohorts. This was, yes, of course, that calls for a big round of applause. And this was not just a participation, but it was ownership, voice, and democratic expression in action. My friends, now before we go any further, as per the tradition of this platform, I'm going to request each one of you to rise in your seats as we are going to have national song Vande Mataram, which would immediately be followed by World Peace Prayer. So I'm going to request each one of you to rise in your seat for these two important protocols. Can we have the national song, please?
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam, Sufalam, Malayaj Sheetalam, Shasya Shamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Shubhrajyosna Pulakitayaminim, Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhinim, Suhasinim, Sumadhura Bhashinim, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.
Thank you. I now request everyone to fold their hands, close their eyes, as we are going to participate in a prayer that does not talk about any caste, creed, religion, or any section of society. This is a prayer for the well-being of entire humanity, which we call it as World Peace Prayer.
प्रतिपाद्या जय जय स्वसंवेद्या आत्मरूपा देवातुति गणेषु सकलार्थमति प्रकाशो म्हणे निवृत्तिदासु अवधारि गोदी गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
Thank you. And my friends, now let's take this gathering forward with yet another important tradition of Atithi Devo Bhava, where I'm going to request the founder convener of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, Dr. Rahul Karat sir, to kindly felicitate and welcome the dignitaries on the dais. First and foremost, I'm going to request him to kindly felicitate the Honorable Member of Parliament, Lok Sabha, former Minister of Information and Broadcasting, Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, and former National President of BJYM. Please put your hands together and welcome with a huge round of applause, Shri Anurag Singh Thakurji. A big round of applause, my friends. All these dignitaries have taken time out for this session. I now request sir to kindly felicitate and welcome the Honorable Member of Parliament of Rajya Sabha, Dr. Sandeep Kumar Pathak ji. Thank you. I now request Sir to kindly felicitate the eminent journalist and thinker and former Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, Shri Shahid Siddiqui ji. Thank you very much. What an extraordinary 3 days they have been. Nearly 5,000 students, united by one purpose and passion, participated in 11 powerful sessions across 200 vibrant venues. For the first time in the history of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, the visionary idea of parallel sessions became reality, transforming this campus into a living laboratory of democracy, dialogue, and leadership. This landmark edition saw the intellectual strength of 500 professors from diverse disciplines guiding discussions as facilitators. Alongside them, more than 600 distinguished guests from every walk of life joined us to deliberate on democracy, governance, leadership, and public policy. My friends, now please pay attention to this. While all of us were immersed in our classrooms and sessions, there was one individual whose energy never slowed down, moving tirelessly from pavilion to pavilion, from classroom to classroom, ensuring that every dialogue thrived and every student felt connected. The executive president of MIT World Peace University and the founder of MIT School of Government, the visionary founder convener of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, Dr. Rahul V. Karad, personally visited every venue across the campus, setting living example of commitment, accessibility, and truly leading from the front. Let's give him a huge round of applause and give our respect for a beautiful concept of 15th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad and parallel sessions. Let's give him a big round of applause, my friends. And my friends, the theme of this session is from campus to cabinet, creating the next generation of political leaders. In order to understand this theme in detail, I request my team to kindly relay the curtain raiser video. I think there's some issue, but nevertheless, let's move on. My friends, I just shared the reality of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad and the way last 3 days we have experienced the 15th edition of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad. And we all came together and applauded to the person, the visionary behind this concept and the implementation for the 15th time in row. It is my privilege and honor to invite on stage to share the vision and future roadmap of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad. Please put your hands together and welcome with a round of applause the Executive President of MIT World Peace University and founder of MIT School of Government and the convener of many initiatives like Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, National Legislators Conference. Please put your hands together and welcome with a huge round of applause Dr. Rahul V. Karad.
Janani Janmabhumisha Swargadapi Gariyasi. Thank you, Professor Bapat, for that introduction. I have no words to express my happiness and satisfaction. The third. Hello. For the 15th edition of Indian Students' Parliament, the the keynote speaker today, the Honorable Member of Parliament, Shri Anurag Thakur, the former Finance Minister, as well as Broadcast Minister, and so many other important positions he decorated in his party. Let me welcome Anurag Thakurji for this 15th edition of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad. Give a round of applause to Mr. Anurag Thakur. I also wish to introduce Shri Sandeep Kumar Pathakji, who also could find time for this very prestigious platform, Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, who is a assistant professor, former assistant professor in IIT Delhi, and an Oxford graduate, and in MIT Boston also he has studied. So it is a very good fortune that the very purpose of this platform, Pathakji, that educated youth must come in public life. We want good people in public life. So that message we have been trying to give last 15 years. All politicians are corrupt, political parties are corrupt. This notion is wrong. That is a message, and that's how the democracy, leadership, governance, and public policy DNA, how and what way we can imbibe in the student community. So I want to welcome you also, Pathakji, from my bottom of heart. Let us give a big round of applause to Shri Pathakji, the Honorable Member of Parliament from Aam Aadmi Party. I also wish to welcome a noted thinker, a man who understands the philosophy, who is a politician, who is a former Member of Parliament, who worked for his whole life on, for the interfaith and various missions, who was a Member of Parliament in politics also. He contributed so much. He has interviewed various prime ministers also, my dear friends. He was a journalist. And thank you, Pathakji. I think the World Peace University mission, our revered founder, Dr. Vishwanath Karad, he always talked about interreligious and interfaith dialogue. How do we really unify this country is a message. And that's how one of the world's biggest structure our founder has created, Siddiqui ji. It is called as World Peace Dome. Maybe next time you must find time to visit this center, where all the religious leaders, the founders of all the religion statues are there. There are all the scientists and the philosophers of the world who laid the foundation for humanity. And we all have chosen some path. I'm a proud Hindu. Everybody has their own religion and faith. And I think the religion is also philosophy. So everybody has adopted some philosophy, as I said in my inaugural speech. So thank you, Shahid Siddiqui ji, for decorating today. And we are curious to listen to you. Please give a round of applause, my dear students, Mr. Shahid Siddiqui. For a minute, everybody try and get in the shoes of these three leaders, or I myself, I try to do always this exercise that whoever has achieved something in my life, something in their life, how and what way they have reached to this position, I always try and think on those lines, and it gives me a lot of energy, my dear friends. And the very manifestation long back in the year 2005, the first school of the country to develop the future politicians, myself, Dr. Chitnis, Dr. Khandekar, all the academic leaders, some of them were with me that time. And people laughed on this idea, Anuragji, that how and what way this particular school can educate youngsters to get into public life. And that school has given birth to this idea, the Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, the National Women's Parliament. And you all know that the National Legislators Conference, across the country, 4,500 MLAs around we have, and we could gather some 2,000 MLAs under the aegis of National Legislators Conference and our School of Government, School of Economics, School of Law, School of Journalism, School of Public Policy. All the academic leaders, they contributed in the academic manner to foster this idea. Pathakji, your role is important in the days to come. You have academic total experience, and I feel the practice, and now you are in practice of politics. So in the sense, you are a very much part of the public life. So how and what way this very exercise, we conducted some 100 MOUs between the MLAs that time. You are from Congress, I am from BJP, likewise. But the constituency understanding, the development of the constituencies, how and what way we can learn from each other. How the solidarity of the country, from the Tamil Nadu to Karnataka, from all the states of the country, my dear students, this gathering was there, and some 1,000 student volunteers worked very hard. And today also for this 15th edition, I think you guys have done a fantastic job. I want to compliment that this edition, wherein almost 150 sessions, give a round of applause to yourself, all the student leaders, that in over 100 classrooms, you all were distributed and very focused. Over 350 resource people participated from different walks of the life. And these very 4 pillars of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, the democracy, leadership, governance, and public policy, those aspects we tried to cover. And I'm content and satisfied that the very aim and the purpose, there was a idea when 2011 this Pendal has witnessed this place from, you can name the people in the country, who's who in the politics or a cinema, they all have come, participated from this platform, but we felt that this particular idea, with this time, we felt that we have to distribute the student community in the different classrooms, and the very focused discussion must happen. And I want to commend each one of you, the faculty leaders and everybody who definitely created a benchmark. The kind of installations here, which we communicated all the schools that how and what way they can connect with the democracy, the electrical engineering or liberal art or fine art. I think you all have done a fantastic job, my dear students. Please take this mission ahead, and you have created a benchmark, my dear students, and in the generations and then the future batches definitely carry this torch in their lifetime. So once again, I compliment you. We are curious to listen to all these three speakers. I expect some bright questions from each one of you. Last 3 days, your engagement and your commitment has definitely energized me and all the fellow colleagues here, my Vice Chancellor, our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Khandekar, Chief Academic Officer, and all other academic fraternities sitting here who contributed for building up this 5th edition. And let us strive hard, my dear friend. Lastly, I want to say only one thing. The casteism, communalism, corruption, criminalization, and the colonial mindset, these are the enemies of our democracy, my dear friends. And these are not just, so it is very hard, but I think we all have to think on those lines, and that's how the World Peace Dome mission or National Legislators Conference mission, building up the platform for all the MLAs of the country from one academic centers like MIT World Peace University, MIT School of Government, how it is important, this particular sense everyone must carry and contribute in the future. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, my friends. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for your words of wisdom. And my friends, it is now the moment where what we all were waiting for. It is my honor and privilege to invite on stage the chief guest of this session, the Honorable Member of Parliament to Lok Sabha, the former Minister of Information and Broadcasting, Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India, and former National President of BJYM. Please put your hands together and welcome with a huge round of applause the chief guest of this session, Shri Anurag Singh Thakur ji.
भारत माता की। ये पोस्ट लंच सेशन की यही प्रॉब्लम है राहुल जी। मौका देना चाहिए। चलिए फिर मौका देते हैं। सो एवरीवन टुगेदर रेज योर हैंड्स। भारत माता की, भारत माता की। Vande, Vande, Vande. Dignitaries on the dais, faculty members, friends from the media, my Yuva, Gen Z friends. Let me first thank Mr. Rahul Karad for inviting me today and speak at the valedictory program of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, organized today. Rahulji, this must be my 5th occasion to speak here, and thank you for that. Over the last 3 days, this campus has truly become Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, what they call proudly itself, the largest global classroom of future political leaders, bringing together politically and socially active students from hundreds of colleges and universities across Bharat. I have met many from Jammu and Kashmir to Kerala, from Gujarat to Shillong. Good to see all of you here today. The 15th edition of this Indian Student Parliament is a clear vision to make our Indian democracy a powerhouse of wit, wisdom, and worldview. The theme, Inspiring Youth, Strengthening Democracy, is not just a slogan, it is a responsibility each of you is accepting today as you go back from this Sansad to your own campuses and communities. Friends, the topic we are reflecting on today is campus to cabinet. Can universities become the nurseries of democracy? Goes to the heart of India's democratic journey. If we look back at our history, from the JP movement during the emergency era to countless campaigns, agitations across Bharat, universities have been the crucibles where democratic consciousness was forged and refined. Those protests and debates were not just about hostel fees or campus rules. They produced a generation of leaders who went on to shape legislation, policy, and public discourse for decades. What we began as spirited late-night arguments in the hostel and marches on university lawns evolved into national movement that redefined governance and civic awareness. Even today, many of our Indian prominent political figures across political parties, ideologies, trace their roots to student politics, where they learned how to debate, dissent, negotiate, and finally to deliver. Student politics at its best is not a rehearsal for narrow power games. It is a training ground for ethical leadership, where conviction meets courage and dialogue leads to change. BCS itself is a remarkable example of how campuses can nurture democracy in a nurtured, structured, positive way. This platform is consciously apolitical and non-partisan. It does not campaign for any political party, but it inspires young people to see politics as national service and public life as an honorable calling. BCS shows that democracy is strengthened when youth are informed, empowered, and given serious forums, not just slogan stages. It gives me immense joy to learn that over the last 3 days, you have explored the 4 pillars in one of the exhibition what we have seen outside, DLGP framework, democracy, leadership, governance, and public policy, and have debated themes from Bharat's constitution and basic structure, to from stadium to statesmanship and AI, how it will impact democracy, leadership, governance, and public policy. The core question before us is, can Indian campuses once again become the living nurseries of democracy, producing not just angry voices, but accountable leaders? In my opinion, and in my humble opinion, the answer is resounding yes. Provided we are willing to reimagine what campus politics and campus life should stand for. Universities must become the ecosystem where 3 things are nurtured together. 1, democratic values. 2nd, institutional understanding. And the 3rd, real-world exposure. It is not enough to be angry. One must be informed about how parliament works, how policies are made, and how budgets are passed, and how laws impact people on the ground and the last person whose life is changed with the government policies and programs. It's time student unions and campus platforms must return to issue-based constitutional policies, debating questions like federalism, social justice, climate governance, digital rights, and local governance, rather than becoming battlegrounds for imported slogans and street-level vendetta. केवल आक्रोश करने से, आंदोलन करने से काम नहीं चलेगा, तथ्यों और तर्क के साथ और लोकतंत्र के मूल्यों की जानकारी होकर शायद हम इस डेमोक्रेसी में एक बड़ा इम्पैक्ट पड़ा कर सकें. Debate, dissent and dialogues are essential, but they must be grounded in facts, responsibility and respect for the institution that hold this republic together. When initiatives like BCS, My Bharat, NSS, campus naturally evolves into nurseries of democracy, where the young citizen learns not only to question, but also to contribute. हम केवल सवाल पूछने का काम ना करें, हम समाधान भी निकालें. हम केवल अपने राइट्स की बात ना करें, हम अपनी कंट्रीब्यूशन की बात भी करें. Well, I have also started one of the programs in Himachal Pradesh for the youth of Himachal. It is called Yuva Change Makers. They can register online. In last 20 days, we have got close to 5,500 registrations and we expect it to cross more than 15,000. They will be given 1 year leadership fellowship, and the students who will be selected in this, each student or youth will be given 1,21,000 rupees as a fellowship amount for a year. So this will give them a platform to actually work on the ground, work with the elected representatives, help in the policy making, help in executing the project on the ground and implementation. So this is not just about a political recruitment drive. It is a nation building fellowship to create leaders who are politically aware, governance proficient and socially sensitive. To every young person here, let me say what we have begun in Himachal Pradesh through Yuva Change Makers is a model that should be replicated in other states. I have already requested Rahul Karadji to help us in this program where we can take the advantage of MIT School of Government and train these young leaders also. But friends, as we talk about democracy, leadership and public policy, we can't ignore the biggest technological force that will shape your generation journey, artificial intelligence. Just a few days ago, the Indian AI Summit in New Delhi, where Prime Minister Modi unveiled India's human-centric Manav vision for AI before the global audience. Manav, which itself means human, sets out 5 guiding principles for AI. This vision put the human being, not the algorithm, at the center of AI revolution, ensuring that technology serves people, protect their rights, and respect our national interest. The summit itself was built as the largest AI gathering yet, bringing together leaders from over 100 countries, global tech CEOs, researchers, civil society, and startups to discuss how AI can be governed responsibly. If you want to move from campus to cabinet in the 21st century, you must be as comfortable with the AI ethics as you are with the constitutional laws, as familiar with the digital public infrastructure as with the parliamentary procedures. In this sense, initiatives like Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad must consciously integrate AI literacy, digital governance, and tech policy into leadership training for youth. Unfortunately, while Bharat was presenting a serious human-centric AI vision to the world, some choose to reduce that to global stage to cheap spectacle. Let there be no confusion, my friends. Dissent is a democratic right, but insulting the national dignity in front of the global leaders, turning an international summit into a circus is not activism, it is buffoonery. कुछ लोगों ने अपने कपड़े उतार कर तो प्रदर्शन कर दिया, वो शर्टलेस हो गए, शेमलेस भी हो गए, बाकी के काम जनता ही कर देगी उनके लिए जो करना है. और जिस तरह का टॉपलेस ड्रामा देश को शर्मसार ही करता है और कुछ नहीं करता. As young leaders present here, you must decide what model you want to follow. The model of serious engagement or the model of headline hunting stunts. The contrast is stark. On one side, there is a vision of Manav. On the other hand, they are trying to stop the investment coming into India. When Indian economy is growing at the fastest pace, some leaders from India go on the global platform and say India is a dead economy. You look at the contrast in the last 10 to 11 years what we have achieved. मैं आपको 1 मिनट में इसका उदाहरण बताता हूँ. 2014 में हमारे देश में कितने IIT थे, कोई बता सकता है? How many IITs we have in the country? Any idea? 16 IIT थे, आज 13 हो गए. 13 IIM थे, आज 21 हो गए. 9 ट्रिपल IT थे, 25 हो गए. 7 एम्स थे, 23 बन गए. 723 यूनिवर्सिटी थी, आज लगभग 1200 यूनिवर्सिटीज़ हो गई. 50,000 MBBS की सीट थी, 1 लाख से ज़्यादा हो गई. 31,000 हमारे पास पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन की सीट थी डॉक्टर्स के लिए, आज 62,000 हो गई. 5 शहरों में मेट्रो थी, आज 21 शहरों में हो गई. 96,000 किलोमीटर नेशनल हाईवे था, 1.5 लाख किलोमीटर हो गया. 3,23,000 किलोमीटर ग्रामीण सड़कें थी, आज 7 लाख किलोमीटर से ज़्यादा हो गई. 74 एयरपोर्ट थे, आज 160 से ज़्यादा हो गए. जो 60 साल में वो नहीं कर पाए, वो 10 साल में हमने करने का काम किया है. हमने काम से देश को गति दी है, ना कि ओछी राजनीति करने का प्रयास किया है. वो कहते हैं कि PLI स्कीम से क्या होगा. केवल इतना ही फर्क पड़ा है कि आज से 10 साल पहले भारत में केवल 1500 करोड़ रुपए के मोबाइल एक्सपोर्ट होते थे, आज 2 लाख करोड़ रुपए के मोबाइल एक्सपोर्ट होते हैं. हमने 40,000 करोड़ रुपया इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कंपोनेंट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए इस साल के बजट में रखा है. इंडिया सेमीकंडक्टर मिशन 2.0 के लिए बजट में प्रावधान किया है. बायोफार्मा शक्ति, बायोफार्मा हब बनाने के लिए उसको 10,000 करोड़ का प्रावधान किया. MSME सेक्टर के लिए हज़ारों करोड़ रुपए का प्रावधान किया. इससे पहले बल्क ड्रग पार्क और हमारे जो हेल्थ केयर के इक्विपमेंट्स हैं उनको मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के लिए आत्मनिर्भर भारत बनाने के लिए लगातार हमने प्रयास किए हैं. अगर विपक्ष को राजनीति करनी है तो झूठ की नहीं करनी चाहिए, तर्क और तथ्यों के साथ. मेरा युवाओं के से यही अनुरोध रहेगा, तर्क और तथ्यों के साथ करनी चाहिए. झूठ का पाँव नहीं होते और ज़्यादा टिकते भी नहीं हैं. So when you go back to your universities from here, what are you going to do? Have you decided what you're going to do? Are you going to be a part of the meme factory, or are you going to be the part of real 21st century democracy? When you go back to your university, will you allow your campus to capture by hooliganism, by fake propaganda, or will you reclaim its nursery of democracy where ideas, not intimidations, win? Will you organize debates on constitutional values, public policy, and AI ethics? I was very impressed with the exhibition outside, and I've requested Rahul ji to tell students for each exhibition they should make a 3-minute video, and I would like to understand what they have tried to showcase. From public policy, economy, to psychology, to the futuristic techniques. I think they have done a great job with their presentations outside. You can put your hands together for all the exhibitions. My dear friends, the generation which you're going to lead the Bharat in 2047. Today your generation must add a third dimension, technological responsibility to ensure AI, data and digital power are used to deepen democracy, not to manipulate or divide society. As we close this 15th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, let me leave you with a simple call to action. We have 3 JPCs today. One Nation, One Election भी है, 130th Constitutional Amendment भी है, और विकसित भारत शिक्षा अधिष्ठान के ऊपर भी 3rd JPC है. मैं चाहता हूं आप जब वापस जाएं, तीनों JPCs के मूल विषय क्या है और जो सरकार बदलाव लाने का प्रयास कर रही है, जिसमें कहा गया है कि 130th अमेंडमेंट में कहा गया है कि कोई व्यक्ति जिसके ऊपर करप्शन या कोई अन्य सीरियस एलिगेशन लगता है, 30 दिन तक जिसको हिरासत में जेल में रखा जाता है, तो उसको मुख्यमंत्री या मंत्री के पद से इस्तीफा दे देना चाहिए। आज के समय बहुत सारे नेता अब हाल ही में ऐसे हुए जो 30 दिन क्या कई महीने जेल में रहे, लेकिन जेल से सरकार चलाते रहे। मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं, क्या किसी नेता को जेल हो जाए, 30 दिन तक वो जेल में रहे, क्या उसको मुख्यमंत्री या मंत्री के पद से इस्तीफा देना चाहिए? Shall he resign from the post of chief minister or minister? If you feel yes, then you can raise your hands if you think he should resign. Morality के आधार पर रिजाइन करना चाहिए। कुछ लोगों को लगता है लगभग 70% को रिजाइन करना चाहिए। शायद बाकियों को लगता है कि करप्ट लीडर है तो उसको सत्ता में बने रहना चाहिए। ऐसा ही है। Some of you who have not raised your hands, does this mean if anyone is arrested on serious allegation and is behind the bar for more than 30 days, shall he or she resign or shouldn't resign? If you think they should resign being behind the bars, then you can raise your hands. I've said it in English now. तो इसमें भी पता चलता है कि कितने चाहते हैं कि जेल में रहें तो आएं कि ना आएं। In the end, let me end by saying, if you go back and organize such talks in your campuses, the debates in your campuses, and you start one new deep-rooted in facts and constitutional values, launch one new community initiative with NSS or My Bharat or become the part of NCC. If you do this, this may create a ripple effect on the ground, and millions of students may follow it on the ground across the country. So every classroom to cabinet room, with humility, with preparation, and with unshakable commitment to the idea of Bharat, you may learn with your work on the ground. Many of you who have been here for the last 3 days, I hope you have interacted with the students, with your colleagues from the other part of the country. Try to exchange your numbers and email address. Create your own network, because your network is your net worth. यहाँ से आप वही वापस लेकर जाएंगे, एक जो आपका एक्सपीरियंस और अनुभव लिया है, दूसरा जो आपने अपना नेटवर्क क्रिएट किया है। क्योंकि किसी भी इशू पे अगर आपको अक्रॉस कंट्री कोई अपना ऑनलाइन भी एग्जीबिशन, अपनी कोई डिबेट करनी होगी, तो आपके पास कॉन्टैक्ट डिटेल्स होगी, तभी आप कर पाओगे। फ्रेंड्स, टू मेक भारत आत्मनिर्भर एंड विकसित बाय 2047, all of us need to work relentlessly. As per the Gen Z lingo, I can say that we should get locked in and hustle hard on the grind mode. Work hard, play hard, not sit till the time you make India Viksit. I'll again like to thank Mr. Rahul Karad for organizing such a beautiful event for the last good 15-17 years, and also like to thank my friend and a former member of parliament, Shahid Siddiqui ji, and Rajya Sabha MP and my friend Sandeep ji, for taking out their valuable time and addressing all the student and youth leaders here, and VC Saab and other leaders on the dais. Once again, let me thank all of you and giving me the opportunity. Thank you. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. May I request you to please take a couple of questions, because there are many students, those who have come from different corners of the country. On the left-hand side podium, the student would be asking question. It's right over there, and you'll be able to see it on the screen also. I request all the student leaders to please ask a small question, and I request, sir, if you can please give us a small answer so that I'll be able to take many questions. So the first question is coming to us from Tanvi. Tanvi, please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. My question to you is, the government has emphasized both on welfare expansion and fiscal discipline. How do you balance populist expectations with long-term economic prudence?
I think this is a very relevant question in today's scenario. I think there is a set format at the national level and at the state level where you have to maintain a certain physical discipline, physical prudence, where the FRBM allows you to have 3%, but during the COVID time it was raised to 3.3%, allowed the states to take more debt and serve the society. If you look at the central government, they have shown the fiscal prudence, brought it down from close to 5.6% to 4.4% in this financial year. And for the next financial year, we have set a target of 4.3%. So that means, on one hand, we have kept the public capital expenditure at the highest ever level of 12.2 lakh crore rupees in this financial year. In the last budget, it was more than 11 lakh crore rupees. In the previous budget, it was more than 10 lakh crore rupees. If you look at the UPA 10-year, UPA in 10 years, they have allotted only 14.4 lakh crore rupees for the public capital expenditure. Whereas on the other hand, Modi government has sanctioned close to 66 lakh crore rupees for the public capital expenditure. So our spending is more, which is creating more jobs and value and getting the economy going. That is one side. On the other hand, if you look at the state governments, where your question comes from, for the freebies and all that, I think there should be a line drawn that what percentage of your GSDP or of your budget, there should be a freebies or a welfare model. If you set a target of 3 to 5%, I think that should be well within the framework of your fiscal prudence and you can survive. If you look at my state of Himachal Pradesh, my GSDP, what is my gross revenue? It is 18% of the GSDP, what revenue I collect. And what my spending is 21%. So I spend 3% more than what I earn. So naturally, I'll go into the deficit, I'll go into more debt. So I think it is very, very important to how to balance for the social welfare programs, which is very important for the society. It should be within certain percentage of your total budget or of your total income. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. The next question is coming from all the way from Jammu and Kashmir. Mohammed Malik is asking question. Mohammed, I see two questions. Please ask only the first question and make it short, please.
So, hello, sir. This is me, Masnoon Malik. I'm from Jammu and Kashmir. Sir, in the last few years, we have seen the paper leaks in the competitive exams and delays. Is there a concrete mechanism that is going to take place in 2026 in order to ensure the transparency in the exams and strict accountability? And if there is a system of artificial intelligence to be introduced in schools so that students get prepared for the AI-driven future earlier?
Again, a very relevant question, Mohammed Malik. Thank you for asking this. If you look at our government, when I was also minister in the previous government, we introduced that bill and passed that bill in the central government, a model law for all this to take care of the paper leaks and how it should be a stringent law. In many of the states, they have also passed the laws on the same line, whereas in Rajasthan, in the previous Congress government, there was a lot of leaks, but we are in power for more than close to 2 years now. There's not even a single leak, and we have held papers very...
I do beg pardon, but there was a paper leak of 2024 NEET.
2024?
2024 NEET.
NEET?
Yeah, NEET UG in Bihar. The paper was leaked in 2024.
Which last 2024?
Yeah.
I told you we passed a law post that.
Before 2 years.
Thank you very much, sir. Next question is coming from Shravani. Is Shravani there? Yes.
Hello, sir. My question is, every year we are witnessing several floods in Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Delhi AQI has reached historical heights. So what is the solution you can provide as a lawmaker?
I think solution should come from both the government and the civic society. समाज और सरकार दोनों का एक कर्तव्य है. If you look at the reasons behind it, one, natural calamity where there is a cloud burst, जहाँ बादल फटते हैं वहाँ पे भी होता है. But in most of the cases where the encroachment is done on the riverbed or where the water flows through the drains, wherever the encroachment happens, the impact is there most. Secondly, where the new construction is being done, the road or others, and the landfill is not done properly, or if there is a illegal cutting of forest and all that, that has impacted more. So I think there should be more responsible governance on the ground, that is one, from the government and also from the civic society, where they should also play a very important role.
Thank you, sir.
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आदरणीय अनुराग सर. आज भारतीय छात्र संसद के इस ऊर्जावान वन मोर क्वेश्चन. डू वी हैव वन मोर क्वेश्चन? प्लीज मेक इट फास्ट.
Namaskar everyone. My name is Harsh and I'm from this college. So my question is that Gen Z wants merit, skill sets and talents to dominate in sports and politics in modern India. As a young leader, how do you see things evolving for Gen Z in youth affairs like sports and especially politics, which both needs involvement, participation and ethical things? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. With the new launched Khelo India mission, we have talked about not only picking the talent from the grassroots, from the playfield to the podium, but also about the sports science and the technology which should be introduced to train our athletes, because science can play a very important role in your performance. That is one part. On the other hand, whereas as far as the politics is concerned, in the recent budget we have announced to skill or to create awareness among the 25 crore Indians on the AI, how they can play assistance for the Indians. For example, artificial intelligence tools, how they could be used as an assistance for a common man to a politicians as well. On the way, we were talking also about the artificial intelligence, that we should not fear about it, but we should be more aware about it and make the best use of it. It could be a great assistance to you as an individual or as a leader. So I think we should have more awareness. And this is the time, and in the coming times, with the technological intervention, with the time we have to upgrade our skills and reskill ourselves to stay relevant in whatever stream we are working, whether in the farming, business, politics, or education. You have to live and survive. You can only survive if you skill, upskill, and reskill yourself. Thank you.
थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू सो मच. आज भारतीय छात्र संसद के इस ऊर्जावान मंच पर जिस व्यक्तित्व ने हम सबको संबोधित किया, उनका MIT स्कूल ऑफ गवर्नमेंट और भारतीय छात्र संसद से बहुत पुराना संबंध रहा है. जैसे किसी इमारत की नींव के पत्थर चुपचाप उसकी मजबूती सुनिश्चित करते हैं, वैसे ही उन्होंने इन मंचों के विचारों को न केवल प्रोत्साहित किया, बल्कि अपनी सक्रिय भागीदारी से सकारात्मक दिशा और गति भी दी. एक बार फिर से भूतपूर्व केंद्रीय मंत्री, 5 बार के सांसद, भारतीय जनता पार्टी युवा मोर्चा के 3 बार के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष, युवा ऊर्जा के सशक्त प्रतिनिधि और हमीरपुर के लाडले श्री अनुराग सिंह ठाकुर जी का जोरदार तालियों से स्वागत किया जाए.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. With this, we move towards the next part of this inaugural session, and for which I'm going to invite and request the Honorable Vice Chancellor of MIT World Peace University, Dr. R.M. Chitnis, sir, to kindly address the gathering.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Founder President, Dr. Vishwanath Karad, sir, on behalf of Executive President, Dr. Rahul Vishwanath Karad, sir, all trustee members, 1,000 plus faculty, staff, and students, it is our honor and privilege to welcome Shri Anurag Singh Thakurji for gracing this occasion. A cordial welcome to the respected guest on the dais, Dr. Sandeep Kumar Pathakji and Shahid Siddiqui. We also welcome all delegates, faculty members, and dear students. Friends, the valedictory session of 15 Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad over past 3 days This august platform has once again reaffirmed its core belief that India's democracy is strengthened not only in legislative assemblies and houses of parliament, but also in the minds and hearts of youth. Thank you, sir. As we all know, that this is the brainchild of our dynamic and extremely nationalistic Executive President, Dr. Rahul Vishwanath Karad, sir, who established India's first school of government to systematically and methodically create educated political leaders. Going further, Dr. Rahul Karad, sir, started a citizens' movement to officially name our country as a Bharat and call 15th August as a National Day of Bharat. Friends, you are aware, after successful conduct of past 14 editions of BCS, this year we revamped the entire structure to make it more academic and inclusive for the participating students as well as the student leaders coming from different parts of the country. Instead of long speeches and monologues, we now have dialogues, discussions, and debate between various groups. This year, we have transformed BCS into DLGP. Democracy, leadership, governance, and public policy, the four important pillars of our government administration. Another important change in the display of students' creativity through pavilions or jhakis, where every department has exhibited own growth perspective through DLGP. Bharat Colloquium is another major addition wherein students hold intense debates on topics of national importance. All the guests from day one are appreciating these jhakis and pavilions. Every classroom of 60 was guided by more than 400 external experts giving insights on the DLGP thing. My friends, the successful conduct of 15th edition of BCS, including 10th editions of prestigious Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi, and its remarkable transformation into DLGP, colloquium, jhakis, and so many innovative ideas. This whole glorious journey has been possible because of only one man who has steadfastly believed in his conviction and determination. He is our own beloved Dr. Rahul Vishwanath Karad, sir, and he deserves thunderous applause for everything that he has done for us and for the country. Thank you, sir, for being the inspiration, being the motivation and leadership for all of us. Friends, today we will leave this venue not just with fond memories, but with a mission to build a stronger, cleaner, and more compassionate Viksit Bharat. Thank you. Jai Hind. Vande Mataram. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your warm welcome to all the dignitaries and setting the right tone. And my friends, now we are going to go ahead with the most important part of this section, where we ask the student leaders to represent their thoughts. But before we do that, let us understand the theme of this session through a curtain raiser video.
Democracy is not just a system of governance. It is a culture of questioning. And where is this culture born? In the vibrant, restless, and intellectual corridors of our universities. Today we ask a question that defines our future. Can these campuses truly be the nurseries of our cabinet? A nursery is where a seed is protected until it is strong enough to weather the storm. The university is that nursery. Here, a student learns that leadership isn't about the loudest voice. It is about the right solution. Look around. This isn't just a college. It's a laboratory. Before the red beacons of power and the solemn oath of office, there was the humid classroom. Before the cabinet met, the canteen debated. In these halls, a student learns the first lessons of diplomacy, the grit of grassroots campaigning, and the art of consensus. History bears witness. They sat where you are sitting. They argued in these halls just like this. They failed, they learned, and they rose. Think of the fire-tested grit of leaders like Arun Jaitley, Sitaram Yechuri, Ajay Makin, and Prafulla Kumar Mahant, forged in the defined movements that redefined a decade. From the grassroots to the high offices of state, the path to cabinet has always been paved with campus dust. We must move from politics of identity to the politics of development. We must move from the slogan to the solution. You are the 6,000. You are the audit of this nation's soul. You are the future cabinet. Today, we don't just ask if universities can be the nurseries of democracy. Standing here in this moment, we prove that they must be. They represent a kaleidoscope of ideologies and distant corners of our map. Yet they share a singular, undeniable origin story. Long before they led the nation, they led a classroom.
What a beautiful theme of this session. And now to present the thought in front of us, there are 4 student leaders ready with us. The first one comes all the way from Uttar Pradesh. Please put your hands together and welcome with a round of applause, Deepak Kumar Pandey.
राष्ट्र के मोड़ पर दिशा देने का कार्य करता है कौन? विचारों को नीति में बदलने का कार्य करता है कौन? कैबिनेट के फैसला हुजूर बाद में देखेंगे, पहले देखना यह है कि विश्वविद्यालय से लोकतंत्र की शुरुआत करता है कौन? बुद्ध की नगरी उत्तर प्रदेश से दोनों हाथ जोड़े मैं दीपक कुमार पांडे आप सभी को नमस्कार करता हूं। भाइयों बहनों, जब मैं भारत की स्वतंत्र लोकतंत्र की जड़ों को देखता हूं और सुनता हूं तो जानते हैं क्या सुनाई देता है? एक आवाज आती है। वो आवाज कोई महलों में बैठे राजा की नहीं परंतु युवा की। सन 1920 का दौर जब बापू ने आह्वान किया था सहयोग का, तो देखते ही देखते छात्रों ने एक मुट्ठी में डिग्री और किताब को लेकर और दूसरे हाथों में इस देश की माटी को लेकर ब्रिटिश हुकूमत की आंखों में आंखें डालकर ये कहा था कि ये देश मेरा है और हम इसे चलाएंगे। गुजरात से निकले मुरारजी हो या फिर बिहार से निकले जेपी जी हो, बार बार यह स्पष्ट किया कि जब जब लोकतंत्र की अस्मिता की ओर कोई आंख उठाकर देखेगा तब तब इस देश से कैंपस से कैबिनेट की ओर आवाज गूंजेगी और पुकारेगी कि भारत माता की जय। आज भारत में 50,000 से अधिक कॉलेज है, मात्र 5% कॉलेज में ही छात्र संघ के चुनाव होते हैं। जिस रास्ते से आदरणीय अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी, अरुण जेटली, ममता बनर्जी और खुद ब खुद अनुराग ठाकुर जी निकले हो, आज वही रास्ता बंद है। IAS IPS की ट्रेनिंग होती है, डॉक्टर, पायलट, मैकेनिक की ट्रेनिंग होती है, आर्मी की ट्रेनिंग होती है, लेकिन मैं पूछना चाहता हूं कि आदरणीय नेताजी की ट्रेनिंग कब और कहां होती है? पहले होती थी विश्वविद्यालयों में, लेकिन अभी वंशवाद और चरण चुंबन से होती है। लेकिन बधाई पहुंचा आदरणीय राहुल जी कराड़ साहब को, जिनके दूरगामी दिशा और नेतृत्व ने तय किया कि आज छात्र कैंपस से कैबिनेट की सफर तय कर सकता है और विकसित भारत की परिकल्पना को साकार कर सकता है। दुख तो तब होता है जब इस देश का छात्र, जब इस देश का युवा कॉलेज के 4 दीवारी से आवाज करता है कि राजनीति से कोई मतलब नहीं है, राजनीति तो बहुत गंदी है। अरे भैया, अगर राजनीति गंदी है तो इसे साफ कौन करेगा? अगर गंगा मैली हो तो सड़क के किनारे बैठ के शिकायत करने से कुछ नहीं होगा, उतरिए और करिए गंगा को साफ। अमीरों को शासन मिला, गरीबों को राशन मिला, मिडिल क्लास को भाषण मिला, जीने को और क्या चाहिए? आपकी शिक्षा से लेकर आपके परीक्षा तक, आपकी बिजली के बिल से लेकर आपके दवा के बिल तक, आपकी सुरक्षा से लेकर आपके अधिकार तक, जब सब कुछ राजनीति तय करती है तो ऐसे में आप कैसे कह सकते हैं कि राजनीति से आप दूरी बना लेंगे? मैं सावधान करना चाहता हूं इन भरत पुत्रों को, जो कभी भी आप किसी राजनीतिक विचारधारा के पलित में ना पड़े, किसी भी राजनीतिक दल के विचारधारा के आप भक्त ना बने। भक्त बनिए मां भारती की और प्रतिज्ञा करें मेरे साथ कि इस देश के सबसे जो अंतिम व्यक्ति उनको मुख्य धारा से जोड़ना है। बिहार में जो हुआ वो किसी भी माँ बहन बेटी के साथ ना हो। समाज को एक सही दिशा देना है, एक भारत श्रेष्ठ भारत, एक अधिकार, एक न्याय और विकसित भारत बनाना है। मैं आज भारतीय छात्र संसद की इस मंच से डंके की चोट पर कहना चाहता हूं कि इंस्टाग्राम पे रील पोस्ट करके छात्र नेता बनने से समस्या हल नहीं होगा। उठिए, विश्वविद्यालय की इस माटी को माथे से लगाइए, क्योंकि यही तय करेगा कि कल का भारत कैसा होगा। कैंपस को कैंपस को स्टार्ट करिए, कैबिनेट खुद ब खुद दुरुस्त हो जाएगा। मैं आदरणीय मंच और सम्मानित सभा से निवेदन करना चाहता हूं कि जब मैं इस मंच से बोलूं कि इस मिट्टी को चूम कर बोलो, तो आदरणीय मैं आपसे निवेदन करना चाहता हूं, आप कहें कि बोलो वंदे मातरम। इस मिट्टी को चूम कर बोलो, बोलो वंदे मातरम। भगत सिंह के याद में बोलो, बोलो वंदे मातरम। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much, and heartiest congratulations, Deepak, for coming all the way. I request Rahul Karat sir to kindly felicitate and congratulate Deepak Kumar Pandey. Next, we have with us all the way from Rajasthan, Purvi Ganjiwale. I request Purvi to kindly come on stage.
A very good evening to one and all present here, honorable dignitaries and respected audience. Myself Purvi Ganjiwale from Banasthali Vidyapith, Rajasthan. And today I stand here to present my opinion on the education system and democracy. 2 days ago, every one of us walked into this campus with various viewpoints on various topics. And to be the part of this prestigious Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad has been nothing less than a roller coaster ride. We witnessed debates without disagreements. We witnessed debates without disrespect, which is very rare because a democracy does not exist where people agree with each other, but it truly exists where people totally disagree with each other, but still they decide to sit on the same table. The theme of this Sansad asked a very beautiful question, that can the education provided on campuses lead us to cabinets? And to this, ladies and gentlemen, if you think that the education provided on the campuses is only for the pursuit of receiving a degree, then I would like to correct you by highlighting that how, on numerous number of occasions, the youth of our country has fought for their rights. Not to forget the 1942 Quit India movement, when the youth of the country took the roads. The students from the colleges of Bombay, Pune, Allahabad, and Kolkata led all the protests. 65% of the population of our country is below the age of 35, and this youth is the future of tomorrow. Student involvement in various activities like national service schemes, national cadet corps, Smart India hackathons, Atal incubation centers, and many more do not only develop their intellectual knowledge, but also they certify that the civic awareness in children is raised. Atal Bihari Vajpayee rightly said that every single Indian who desires freedom must be his own guide. And to this, I would just like to say that we as a part of this country should be an active participant in the process of decision making. I would also like to highlight that some leaders, some very famous leaders who are leading the country today, like Meera Kumar, who was the former Speaker of Lok Sabha. Also, Kamla Beniwal, who was the former governor of Manipur, Tripura, and Gujarat. Those students are raised and nurtured from Banasthali Vidyapith and are leading today the country with their positive mindsets. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar once said कि शिक्षित बनो, संगठित बनो और प्रयास करते रहो. Educate, organize, and empower yourselves, because the nation is not built by people who hold the power, but it is truly ruled by the people who use that power wisely and responsibly. I would like to conclude my speech by saying these famous lines. कि विद्या देत विनय है, विनय देत सम्मान. कि विद्या देत विनय है, विनय देत सम्मान. विनय से ही मिलत है जगत में सच्चा मान, जगत में सच्चा मान. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Heartiest congratulations, Purvi. Let's give Purvi a big round of applause, my friends, for coming all the way from Rajasthan and sharing her thoughts with us. I request Dr. Rahul Karat sir and all other dignitaries to congratulate Purvi. My friends, this is an integral part of this platform of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, where we invite the students from every corner of the nation to represent their thoughts. Heartiest congratulations. Thank you. And going forward, my friends, it is time when I invite the special guest of honor, Shri Shahid Siddiqui ji, to address the gathering. But before I do that, I request my technical team to kindly relay a small film.
From journalism rooted in public discourse to serving as a member of the Rajya Sabha, Shahid Siddiqui represents a rare blend of media insight and political engagement. His journey reflects decades of commitment to public life, minority rights, and democratic participation. Born in Delhi Into a family deeply associated with journalism and literature, Mr. Siddiqui was introduced to writing and public discourse at an early age. He studied political science at the University of Delhi and began his career as a writer and academic. He started an Urdu weekly called Waqiyat and led the Student Federation of India during his university days, eventually entering politics. As the editor of the Urdu weekly Nai Duniya from 1973, he used journalism as a platform to highlight social issues, minority concerns, and national political developments. His work consistently focused on dialogue, rights, and representation, shaping him into an activist voice in public life. His political journey as the National General Secretary of the Samajwadi Party brought him to the national stage. During this time, he served as a member of the parliament in the Rajya Sabha, representing Uttar Pradesh from 2002 to 2008. As a social servant, Mr. Siddiqui has worked on issues related to minority rights, farmers' concerns, and democratic freedom. Known for his independent voice, he has also taken firm editorial positions, conducted high-profile political interviews, and contributed to national conversations on governance, civil liberties, and social harmony. His journey within public engagement continues with the publication of 2 books, The Golden Pigeon 2014 and Eyewitness, India from Nehru to Narendra Modi 2025. We now welcome Mr. Siddiqui on stage for the 15th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad 2026 to share his thoughts.
Please put your hands together and welcome with a big round of applause, my friends, Shri Shahid Siddiqui ji.
I would like to first congratulate the students, the management, and above all Rahul Kararji and his father for creating such a vision, such a wonderful nursery of democracy. Because I have been to many universities, I have taught in Delhi University for 16 years, but I have not seen such a wonderful arena where democracy can flourish. And if you will allow me, I'll prefer to speak in Hindustani, क्योंकि वो हमारी ज़बान है जिसमें हम सिर्फ दिमाग को नहीं छूते, दिल को छूते हैं. तो मैं दिल को छूने की बातें करना चाहता हूं आपके साथ. देखिए, भारत एक कमाल की डेमोक्रेसी है. And all our leaders, from Dr. Ambedkar to Maulana Azad to Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru to Sardar Patel to Mahatma Gandhi, of course, and all the great leaders, they came involved in politics, in the freedom movement as students. And above all, Bhagat Singh. Bhagat Singh ने 16-17 साल की उम्र में फैसला कर लिया कि मुझे अपनी जान लगा देनी है देश की आज़ादी के लिए. और सिर्फ देश की आज़ादी नहीं चाहते थे वो देश को बदल देना चाहते थे, वो मानसिकता बदल देना चाहते थे, सोच बदल देना चाहते थे. और वही मैं आपसे आज कहता हूं कि जब आप बात करते हो डेमोक्रेसी की, तो डेमोक्रेसी क्या है? डेमोक्रेसी क्या इलेक्शन लड़ने का नाम है? क्या इलेक्शन जीतने का नाम है? क्या वोट डालने का नाम है? नहीं मेरे दोस्तों, डेमोक्रेसी सिर्फ इलेक्शन लड़ने का नाम नहीं. डेमोक्रेसी का मतलब है जस्टिस फॉर एवरीबॉडी. डेमोक्रेसी का मतलब है रूल ऑफ लॉ. डेमोक्रेसी का मतलब है इक्वालिटी फॉर एवरीवन, राइजिंग अबव क्लास, कास्ट, रिलीजन, रीजन, जेंडर. इट मींस इक्वालिटी एंड रूल ऑफ लॉ, कि कानून के सामने सब बराबर होंगे, कोई बड़ा छोटा नहीं होगा, वो चाहे प्रधानमंत्री हो चाहे वो पियोन हो. ये है डेमोक्रेसी. तो इस डेमोक्रेसी को बनाने में देखिए, in 1947 when India got its independence, there were many countries in Africa, in Asia, all around the world, which got their freedom. But democracy did not survive. Freedom did not survive. Justice did not survive in those countries. But I salute the framers of our constitution, the founders of our nation, who laid a foundation above which I have not seen another constitution. मैं पढ़ाता था constitutions सारी दुनिया के, कंपैरेटिव पॉलिटिक्स पढ़ाता था, मैंने सारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन का अध्ययन किया है, लेकिन मेरे हिसाब से भारत के संविधान जैसा दूसरा कोई संविधान नहीं है. लेकिन संविधान तो एक किताब होता है, उसको चलाने वाले कैसे हैं उस पर डिपेंड करता है कि वो किताब में जान पड़ेगी या किताब मुर्दा हो जाएगी. आप देखिए, आपने नाम सुना होगा सोक्रेटिस का, प्लेटो का, अरिस्टोटल का, जिनको एक तरह से फाउंडर ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी कहा जाता है। बुनियाद रखी थी लोकतंत्र की ग्रीस में, यूनान में। और उस वक्त क्या करते थे सोक्रेटिस? यूथ को जमा करके, अपने स्टूडेंट्स को जमा करके सवाल पूछना सिखाते थे। सवाल पूछो, व्हाई, वेयर, हाउ, व्हेन। उनके ऊपर आरोप लगा कि ही इज पॉइजनिंग द माइंड्स एंड हार्ट्स ऑफ द यूथ एंड ही हैड टू डाई। उनको मार दिया गया, उन्हें जहर पीना पड़ा। किस लिए? ओके, so it's okay. I mean, I don't mind speaking in English because I was told that around 20% of students are from across India who do not understand Hindi, but I believe that it is a language which reaches out to everyone, and English, of course, today is lingua franca. So I was talking about Socrates, and Socrates was punished for telling the students what democracy is, what justice is, what truth is. And that's why youth is important. He laid the foundation. Mahatma Gandhi laid the foundation. He energized the students, the youth. And after independence, it is the youth, it is the universities which were created. IIM, MIT, various universities from Delhi University to every university. That's where were the real nurseries of democracy. And I remember in 1969 when I joined Delhi University as a student of political science. Arun Jaitley ji also joined the same year, 1969. Sitaram Yechury joined Jawaharlal Nehru University 2 years after that. Prakash Karat and his wife Brinda Karat joined in 1969. Rajat Sharma, you must have heard of Rajat Sharma. He also joined in 1969. We were opposite to each other. I was one of the founders of SFI. He was the leader of ABVP. We used to fight, but then sit down together how to work for the students. That is what democracy is all about. And that is the time, 65 to 75 is the time when the universities were the real, nurseries of democracy all over the world. In France, there was a revolt against de Gaulle, General de Gaulle, who was one of the most powerful European leaders. There was a revolt by students. It was led by students in France, and he had to resign. There was a revolt in America against Vietnam War. The students said in all the universities, the Harvard, Columbia, everywhere students went on a strike. They said, we are against the war in Vietnam. They did not understand, stand with false nationalism. They said nationalism today is not to stand with America, not to stand with the president, but to stand against them, to save the country and save the world. And as a result, America had to withdraw from Vietnam. And it was not only in America. I remember in my young days in Delhi University, we came together, the ABVP and SFI and Youth Congress, we all came together to organize demonstrations against the Vietnam War, to stand up for the people of Vietnam. This was in 1969, 70, 71. And that was the time when all over the world students were revolting. And in India, both the movements developed. If you remember, I'm going back to those times. Naxalite movement also came up from 68 to 74. That is the time when Naxalite movement came. That is the time when what you call hippie movement also emerged. What was hippie movement? Older people will know, younger people must know. What was hippie movement? Hippie movement was a movement against the traditions. To say, I will wear what I want to wear. I will wear the color I want to wear. I will carry what I want to carry. I don't enslave me in a cage of past. I want to look up to the future. And although they went to the other extreme, hippies went to the other extreme, but that happens. When youth revolts, it goes to the extreme, but comes back to the center. That is all the time when Naxalite movement came. Most of the most intelligent, brilliant students and St. Xavier's College, in Calcutta's colleges, Bombay's colleges, the most brilliant, the toppers, they became Naxalites. But then again, they also, I know some of them, they came back to the mainstream, they came back to what India is wonderful, and they have contributed wonderfully to making of this country. And then came the JP movement in 1974. It was also led by students, especially in Gujarat and Bihar. The universities became the nurseries of democracy. When Indira Gandhi was most powerful, she had won the Bangladesh war. She had become the Durga Mata. Everybody was praising her. All the leaders, all the parties, the whole parliament had surrendered to her. But the students stood up. They said, no, we do not agree. They stood up against Indira Gandhi. Policies of oppression. I was one of those. An emergency was declared in 1975. We all went to jail. And in fact, those jails became the real nursery of democracy. Most of the leaders from Lalu Prasad Yadav to Mulayam Singh Yadav to Sitaram Yechury to Arun Jaitley, all the leaders you see today, including Modi ji and others, they were produced by that movement against emergency, against Indira Gandhi. Although I am a great admirer of Indira Gandhi today. But at that moment, it was my duty to stand up. And we stood up and we went to jail, we went to prison. I had become a lecturer in 1974 in Delhi University. As soon as I passed, I became a lecturer. So I lost my job, but I didn't care. For me, country was more important. So what I'm trying to say is that students have played an important role in making of this nation. This nation has emerged because our students have asked questions. But students cannot do that unless the management allows them to do. Unless the teachers make them understand that the real teaching, real education is to stand up against injustice, to ask questions, not to believe everything which is told to you. And that's where I will also speak about AI. Google tells you a lot. Today, a lot of people depend on Google, Guru Google, but Google doesn't tell you the truth. Don't depend on that. Don't depend on WhatsApp University. And again, I tell you, don't depend on AI. AI is not a god. AI is not getting information from the skies. AI gives you what is available in the net, in the web. And it is many, many times very wrong. If your question is not correct, the answer will be wrong. And even so, you have to be very, very careful. And today's generation, this Gen Z, has to be very, very cautious because they are getting everything on a platter, but that platter may make them lazy, stop them from thinking, take away their freedom and freedom to think and ask questions. And unless that happens, let me tell you, they cannot grow. Society will not grow. Society will start decaying. Because change is permanent, but change depends on the youth, not on us. We have done our part. Now it depends on you. You are the future. Next 30, 40, 50 years are yours. And if you take the country in the right direction, then country will grow. Although I have complete faith that which country has the maximum youth? Not China, India. But this youth has to be educated properly, has to be healthy, has to be trained, has to be disciplined. Not too disciplined. I don't believe in too much of discipline. Some discipline, of course, is necessary. This youth is going to lead the world. Indians are going to lead the world. I'm not saying it as a jumla. I'm saying it because I believe it. Because in the coming times, India is producing, technically savvy, educated, intelligent boys and girls. But the only thing, as I have always told my students, is that learn to question your teachers, learn to question your books, learn to question everything around you. Don't believe what is told to you. That is the way for innovation. As I was outside telling some students when I went to this, pavilion of the government and the parliament, agar Newton, apple fell on Newton's head, but is it for the first time that the apple fell? No. Apples were falling for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. But nobody was asking the question why the apple is falling here, why it's not going up. Newton asked this question, why the apple falls on my head? And because he asked the right question, therefore you were able to go to the moon and you were able to go to the space. If he had not asked this question, you wouldn't have got the answers which we have today. So he asked the question, right question. So don't be afraid of asking even the silliest of questions. No question is ever silly. Every question has a meaning and a purpose. And that was the question, ye apple gira kyun? And you learn about gravity, you learn how to break the gravity, how to create a rocket, how to go up. And therefore, my message to all of you, if you want to create universities which are nurseries of democracy, which are nurseries of the future, which are nurseries where India will emerge as a world leader, विश्व गुरु बन के आएगा. विश्व गुरु हम सिर्फ कहने से नहीं बनेंगे. We have to be number one in every area, and especially our morality has to be strong. In the past, why were we called guru? We were not, creating rockets, or we were not ahead in the field of science. But even 30 years or 40 years back, India, when we were called Vishwa Guru. Why were we called Vishwa Guru? Because of our moral strength. So this moral strength is extremely important. And I believe I was talking to Rahul Saab, and he was also very concerned about it, that we must teach moral sciences to our children, our students. And we must also teach them how to live together. We have lived together for thousands of years, and we will create this nation if we work together, if we do not divide, and that division has to be fought. And that division, whether it is in the name of caste, in the name of religion, in the name of region, in the name of language, all that has to be fought. We must respect all languages. We must respect all religions. We must respect all castes. But at the same time, there should be bridges, not walls between us. And those bridges have to be created by this young generation, by the universities. So I am extremely grateful to you for inviting me, for allowing me to speak. And I have worked with, virtually, I was fortunate to meet Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru in 1960 at the age of 10. And then I met every Prime Minister, interviewed from Indira Gandhi to Narendra Modi ji. I have interviewed every Prime Minister, known them, talked to them, seen the human face behind them. And let me tell you, every one of them has contributed wonderfully to making of this nation. So don't ask the question, who is the best Prime Minister? Never ask the question. They have all contributed. They have all made mistakes. They have all made mistakes, because who works with dedication, who is innovative, will make mistakes. So don't look at the mistakes. Be positive. True. Look at how they have contributed, how Indira Gandhi made mistakes. I was the one who fought against Indira Gandhi. I've fought against many of these leaders, but I today appreciate Indira Gandhi for what she did. I don't want to talk about what was wrong. Similarly, Manmohan Singh, Rajiv Gandhi brought us together in the era we are today. I remember I was telling some students outside that we went to the United States in 1987. Reagan was the president. Rajiv was the prime minister. We went to Washington, and Rajiv Gandhi spoke to President Reagan. We wanted a supercomputer for our space studies and for environment. Reagan said, we cannot give you a supercomputer because unless you sign NPT. And India was not ready to sign NPT. Rajiv Gandhi refused. When we were returning in the flight, he called some of us to his chamber. Prime Minister has a separate chamber in the aircraft. We were invited. He said, Dekho, Reagan ne mana kar diya, what should we do? So we said, Rajiv ji, why can't our scientists create this supercomputer? He said they can, but we have to divert resources. We have to divert our resources. And we decided to divert the resources to our scientists in Bangalore. And in order to, because we were denied the supercomputer, we became a computer power in the world. And if we had been given the supercomputer, we may not have moved the way we could. And therefore, sometimes denial also helps. So let me say that all our prime ministers have contributed, and thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you, the management and Rahul Saab and all the students. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shahid Siddiqui Saab. If you can take a couple of questions. I once again request everyone who's asking question to be short, quick, and so that we can take many questions. The first question is coming from Rajasthan. Abhijit, if you're there, please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. Khamma Ghani. Myself, Abhijit Singh Bhati from Jodhpur, Rajasthan, and also the student of Parul University, Vadodara. Sir, I just wanted to ask you that, do you believe journalism today is facing credibility crisis, or is it simply going through a transformation phase?
It is, of course, going through transformation phase, as everything else is going through transformation phase.
True.
This is, I believe, is a temporary phase, and I have full confidence in the young journalists who are going to emerge, that they will have the courage and the power and the strength to ask right questions and to put the government in the dock. Because what I believe, many people may not agree with me, but what I believe, democracy, we vote only one day in 5 years. But 4 years and 364 days, it is the job of the media to put the government and the system in the dock and to ask them questions, because common people cannot do that.
True. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for that. The next question is coming from Ria. If you're there, please go ahead. Ria Rai, are you there? Yes, please go ahead.
Good evening, sir. This is Ria Rai. So my question for you is, we are having one election for the parliament and one constitution. Then why not one uniform civil code?
Okay.
I think civil code is a very complex question, because we have so many different laws for different things. Have you heard of United States of America? It has 50 states, but there are 50 different common laws in United States. There is no one common law, because we are very different from Tamil Nadu to Kashmir. We are different in so many ways. So we should have one law, but at the same time we should allow some freedom, some leeway for the local customs, for the religious customs, because if you impose too much unity from the above, it breaks. Too much unity in the family also. If in the family the father says there will be only one law, what I say, all the sons, all the daughters will have to agree, then it will not work. There will be revolt somewhere. So in a family, of course, there are many things which should be common, but some things will be uncommon between the same brothers and same sisters. So here also, can be few things which can be uncommon.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. The last question we'll be taking from Alisha. Alisha, if you're there.
Good evening, sir. I am Alisha Kalda. My question to you is
your program and your state, please. Your program and state.
I am from Department of Media and Communication, and I'm from Maharashtra. My question to you is that you have interviewed almost every Indian Prime Minister. Who was the most difficult person to get a straight answer from, and what was your secret to getting them to open up?
That's a tricky one.
There was not just one who were difficult to open up. One was, of course, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, who always gave, if I ask a question in 10 sentences, he will answer in 10 words. So it was very difficult to make him open up. Then Indira Gandhi, when I interviewed her, immediately after emergency, first interview she gave to any media person was to me in 1977. And I found her very evasive, because my questions were attacking her on the question of emergency and her son, Sanjay Gandhi, so she was a bit evasive. With Manmohan Singh, but my best and the worst interview was with Narendra Modi ji in 2012, when I interviewed him, and this is the only interview where he has answered all the questions about Godhra and about Gujarat riots. All questions were about that, and Modi ji said, send me the questions. I said, I will raise the questions from your answers. So I'm not going to send any questions. And my questions will be only about the communal riots there. And he agreed. And there we were supposed to have a half-an-hour discussion, but interview went on for 1.5 hours.
Wow.
And And that because of that, I was thrown out of my party for interviewing Modi ji. I was asked to apologize. I said, I will not apologize. I'll sacrifice my Rajya Sabha seat for the interview, for my journalism, because journalism is precious. So Modi ji's interview was, of course, if you Google me, Shahid Siddiqui Modi, you will find hundreds of, reaction to that. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure meeting you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for those beautiful questions and answers. My friends, we move to the... Oh, definitely. Let's rise in our seat and give a big round of applause to Shahid Siddiqui ji for coming all the way. A big round of applause, my friends. Let's rise in our seat and give him a standing ovation. Students behind, if you got please with me. Please let us rise in our seats and give a big round of applause. Thank you very much. And now let's move again towards the section where student leaders interact with us. We have with us the President of Student Council of MIT World Peace University, Pratap Punde. I request him to address the gathering.
Respected dignitaries.
Yes, please go ahead.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, esteemed guests, faculty members, and my fellow student leaders. It is both an honor and a deeply emotional moment for me to stand here today at the valedictory ceremony of 15th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad. Over past 3 days, we have not just witnessed discussions, but we have experienced transformations. Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad is not merely a conclave, it is a movement that has ignited young minds, encouraged fearless dialogues, and strengthened our belief that students are not just leaders of tomorrow, but equal stakeholders in shaping the nation today. The ideas exchanged here, the questions raised, and the perspective shared will continue to guide us long after the Sansad concludes. On the behalf of all students, I express our deepest gratitude to the visionary founder of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, Dr. Rahul Karad sir, whose unwavering commitment has created this unparalleled platform for youth engagement and leadership. Sir, your vision empowered lakhs of students like us to believe in our voice and our responsibility. I would also sincerely appreciate the relentless effort of our student volunteers and various student clubs of MIT World Peace University. Your dedication, discipline, and silent hard work behind the scenes have made this grand event a phenomenal success. This Sansad stands tall today because of your passion and teamwork. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our university and its respected leadership for providing us with such an extraordinary platform. MIT World Peace University does not just educate us, it empowers us, trusts us, and gives us opportunity to grow as responsible citizens and leaders. As we conclude this historic 15th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, I'm confident that each one of us is living with greater awareness, strong conviction, and renewed commitment towards our nation. Let us carry this spirit forward. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, Pratap, for your words and representing the student community of WPU. I request Dr. Rahul Karad sir and dignitaries on the dais to kindly felicitate Pratap Punde, the President of Student Council. Yes, congratulations, Pratap. Let us now have the second student leader who comes all the way from Chhattisgarh, Abhyuday Sharma.
ज्यामदग्नाय विद्महे महावीराय धीमहि तन्नो परशुरामा प्रचोदयात्। है कौन विघ्न ऐसा जग में टिक सके वीर नर के मग में, खमठोक ठेलता है जब नर पर्वत के जाते पांव उखड़, मानव जब जोर लगाता है पत्थर पानी बन जाता है, पत्थर पानी बन जाता है। भगवान श्री राम के ननिहाल एवं माता कौशल्या की भूमि दक्षिण कौशल अर्थात छत्तीसगढ़ से मैं पंडित अभ्युदय रवि शर्मा सभासद सभी महानुभावों तथा नवीन भारत के सारथी युवाओं को प्रणाम करता हूं। भारत को एक युवा देश कहा जाता है क्योंकि 65% से ज़्यादा जनसंख्या भारत की युवा श्रेणी में आती है। मैं यहाँ कोई भाषण देने नहीं आया हूँ, मैं यहाँ उस युवा श्रेणी का आवाहन करने आया हूँ जो कि लोकतंत्र की वो तलवारें हैं जो कि म्यानों में शोभा नहीं देती। लोकतंत्र में भारत के युवा का उतना ही स्थान है जितना कि एक बड़े उद्योगपति या एक राजनेता का, क्योंकि लोकतंत्र का जन्म मंत्रालय या संसद में नहीं होता। लोकतंत्र का जन्म विचारों में होता है, संवाद में पनपता है और संघर्ष में परिपक्व होता है, जिसका पहला मंच होता है विश्वविद्यालय। भारत के विश्वविद्यालयों ने हमें अब तक ऐसे नेताओं से वाकिफ कराया है जिन्होंने भारत के लोकतंत्र का चेहरा बदला है। चाहे वो नेताजी सुभाष चंद्र बोस हों, चाहे वो अटल बिहारी वाजपेयी जी हों, चाहे वो सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल हों या वो लाल बहादुर शास्त्री जी हों। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता के 2 अध्याय के 48वें श्लोक में कहा गया है समत्वम योग उच्यते, अर्थात संतुलन ही सर्वोत्तम योग है। पर क्यों आज हम हमारे युवा को राजनीतिक विमर्शों में संतुलित रूप से आगे आते नहीं देख पा रहे हैं। दिनकर जी ने चेताया था कि समर शेष है नहीं पाप का भागी केवल व्याध, जो तटस्थ है समय लिखेगा उनके भी अपराध। आज देश का युवा तटस्थ है, आज देश का युवा मौन है, सारी चीज़ों को देख करके शांत है। यह अपने आप में एक अपराध है। देश के युवा को आगे आना होगा। देश के युवा को उस चेतावनी का भय हमारी सरकारों के अंदर लाना होगा कि सिंहासन खाली करो कि जनता आती है। देश का युवा मौन नहीं बैठेगा। देश का युवा अब लोक लुभावनवाद राजनीति के लिए नहीं बचा है। देश का युवा अब कल्याणकारी राजनीति चाहता है। आज देश के युवा की तटस्थता अपने आप में एक बड़ा ही अपराध है। साथ ही साथ देश के युवा की तटस्थता हमारे देश के लोकतंत्र के लिए एक विघ्न भी है। तो जाते जाते आप सबके बीच दिनकर जी की एक पंक्ति से अपने वक्तव्य का अंत करूंगा। जब विघ्न सामने आते हैं सोते से हमें जगाते हैं, तन को मरोड़ते हैं पल पल, मन को झिझोड़ते हैं पल पल, सतपथ की ओर लगाकर ही जाते हैं हमें जगाकर ही, जाते हैं हमें जगाकर ही। धन्यवाद।
Heartiest congratulations, Abhyuday, for coming all the way. Let's give him a big round of applause, my friends. He comes all the way from Chhattisgarh to share his thoughts. Abhinandan Samman, Abhyuday Sharma ka. Heartiest congratulations. And now we have with us all the way from the state of Goa, Nihali Chaudikar, who comes to us from Goa. I invite her to address the gathering.
भारत हा तिरंगाचा रंग नाही, तो रक्तात वाहणारा अभिमान आहे। परंपरेचा आधारच नाही, तो परिवर्तनाचा निर्धार आहे। Respected dignitaries on the dais, honorable guests, and my fellow youth who represent the country of India. Today, we have gathered here for the 15th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad valedictory session. This is not just a conclusion of an event. This is the conclusion of a democratic journey. Over the past 2 days, we have seen our students debating and creating laboratories of dissent, dialogue, and debates in this campus. From meaningful debates on topics of national issues to student connect, and also our student speakers talking about various facts of the Constitution to the Viksit Bharat 2047, we have built a profound understanding of this movement. Well, as Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw said, leaders are not born with titles. They are born and they are shaped by these universities with belief, with democracy, and also with the courage. courage to question the systems when required, courage to lead not for power but for purpose, and courage to uphold the constitutional's morality. Bharat is not just a nation. Bharat is the democracy which is carried in conviction. It is a responsibility carried in reactions. Well, the future of that responsibility is in our hands, is in these institutions, in your classrooms, and in each one of us. ये मेरे आखिरी शब्द नहीं, ये जिम्मेदारी की शुरुआत है। ये सिर्फ डिग्री की जगह नहीं, ये दिशा देने की शक्ति है। यहीं से निकलकर जब युवा उठता है तो लोकतंत्र की तकदीर लिखता है। सारे बोलो जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Heartiest congratulations, Nihali. Let's give her a big round of applause, my friends, for coming all the way from Goa and sharing your thoughts with us. Heartiest congratulations, Nihali. My friends, in this 15th edition of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, many top, I would say, leaders were willing to participate but could not make it due to paucity of time. But we have received a message from the Honorable Chief Minister of the state of Maharashtra, Shri Devendra Fadnavis ji, which I would like to share with all of you. Can we have the message on screen, please? Arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. The timeless clarion call of Swami Vivekananda continues to ignite the spirit of our youth, reminding us that the true progress is forged through courage, character, and unwavering effort. It is heartening to see this ethos reflected in initiatives that mentor young minds towards the life of responsible public service. I warmly congratulate Dr. Rahul Karad and his team on the successful organization of 15th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad. Since its inception in 2011, this platform has remained steadfast in its noble mission to inspire the youth to strengthen our democracy and uphold the constitutional values of our great nation. While official commitments prevented me from attending this year's Sansad in person, I have followed this progress with great interest and deep appreciation for the vision that has sustained this movement for over a decade. It is heartening to learn of the meaningful deliberations held over the past 2 days. The depth of discussion and the diversity of the viewpoints reflect the generation that engaging with national issues with both seriousness and sophistication. Such platforms do more than just facilitate speech. They cultivate informed leadership, respectful dialogue, and the vital ability to disagree constructively, the very hallmarks of the vibrant democracy. Over the years, the Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad has evolved into the premier national forum for leadership development. It has nurtured a generation of socially aware and policy-oriented citizens who view governance not as a pursuit of power, but as a commitment to service. As we march towards the goal of Viksit Bharat, the contribution of value-driven youth will be deciding factor. Our progress will be measured not only by economic milestones, but by the strength of our ethical leadership and active citizenship. I am confident that this very movement will continue to empower young minds and fortify the democratic foundations of Bharat. My best wishes to all the participants and organizers for the successful and impactful journey ahead. Signed, Devendra Fadnavis, Chief Minister, Maharashtra. Thank you very much, Honorable Chief Minister, sir, for sharing your thoughts with us through this message. My friends, some of the messages and some of the initiatives are really transformative. I'm going to take this opportunity to share one such important initiative of Dr. Rahul Karad, sir, with everyone on the dais and off the dais. My friends, The Life Transformation Center is not just a program or a destination. It is an inner journey that awakens the purpose, discipline, and conscious living. In many ways, it reflects the very spirit of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad by nurturing self-aware individuals who think beyond themselves. Through reflections, teamwork, and value-based experiences, LTC shapes the responsible citizens and compassionate leaders, the very qualities needed to strengthen the democracy, inspire ethical leadership, and contribute meaningfully to nation building. May I request my technical team if they can please show us the film made on Life Transformation Center.
आज का युवा एक अजीब विडंबना में जी रहा है। उपभोक्तावाद, कैरियर, सोशल मीडिया का दबाव, इन सब के बीच वह बाहर से तो चमकदार दिखता है, पर भीतर थका हुआ, उलझा हुआ और कई बार अकेला। अच्छी नौकरी, अच्छी छवि, अच्छी सफलता पाने की चाह में वह लगातार दौड़ रहा है, लेकिन इस दौड़ में उसका मन टूटता है, आत्मविश्वास डगमगाता है और जीवन का असली अर्थ कहीं खो जाता है। कई युवा अनजाने ही चिंता, अवसाद और बेचैनी के दायरे में घिर जाते हैं, क्योंकि उन्हें अपने भीतर लौटने का अवसर ही नहीं मिलता। इसी टूटन को संभालने, इसी दूरी को पाटने और युवाओं को अपने वास्तविक स्वरूप से दोबारा जोड़ने का सपना देखा डॉक्टर राहुल विश्वनाथ कराड ने। लाइफ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन सेंटर LTC के माध्यम से। इस सोच की प्रेरणा उन्हें अपने दार्शनिक पिता प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर विश्वनाथ कराड और कवि हृदय माता स्वर्गीय उर्मिलाताई कराड के जीवन मूल्यों से मिली, जहां शिक्षा का अर्थ सिर्फ कैरियर नहीं बल्कि चरित्र, संतुलन और संवेदनशीलता है। LTC के 5 अनुभव युवाओं को अंदर से बदलने के लिए बनाए गए हैं। मिट्टी और प्रकृति के बीच बिताया गया समय उन्हें सिखाता है कि जीवन उतावलापन नहीं, धैर्य का नाम है। खेल और फिटनेस उन्हें उनकी भूली हुई ऊर्जा फिर से मिलाता है। टीम वर्क और नेतृत्व उन्हें अहंकार से निकालकर सहयोग की ताकत समझाते हैं। सच्ची देशभक्ति उन्हें अपने देश, अपनी जड़ों और अपनी पहचान से जोड़ती है, और अध्यात्म उन्हें भीतर की शांति से मिलवाता है, जो आज के दौर में सबसे दुर्लभ है। लाइफ रियलाइजेशन प्रोग्राम से उत्पन्न अनुभवों के बीच विद्यार्थी धीरे धीरे बदलते हैं। उनके भीतर की उलझनें सुलझने लगती हैं, आवाज़ें शांत होती हैं और सोच गहरी होती है। वे खुद को सिर्फ बाहर से नहीं, भीतर से भी समझने लगते हैं। और जब ये कार्यक्रम पूरा होता है तो युवाओं के चेहरे पर एक नई चमक होती है, भीतर से आने वाली। उनमें एक नया दृष्टिकोण जन्म ले चुका होता है। अब वे सिर्फ कैरियर नहीं देखते, वे दिशा भी देखते हैं। सिर्फ नौकरी नहीं, उद्देश्य भी देखते हैं। उनका आत्मविश्वास स्थिर होता है, निर्णय सशक्त होते हैं और पेशेवर जीवन में उनका प्रदर्शन कहीं अधिक आत्मविश्वासपूर्ण और संतुलित हो जाता है। अंत में वे सिर्फ यही महसूस नहीं करते कि वे बदल चुके हैं, वे यह पहचान लेते हैं कि उनके भीतर हमेशा से एक उजला, सक्षम, साहसी व्यक्तित्व था, बस अब वह LTC के माध्यम से जाग रहा है।
Let's give a big round of applause, my friends, to the initiative of Life Transformation Center. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for this vision and dream. My friends, it is important that we remind ourselves that we all have participated and we keep participating in Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad for a purpose. And this purpose needs to be reaffirmed with the help of words. It is now a moment where we all are going to abide ourselves through an oath, for which I'm going to request everyone on the dais, off the dais, to rise in their seats, as I'm going to request Dr. Rahul Karad sir to abide all of us by an oath. So I'm going to request everyone to follow his words after him. I request everyone to please put your right hand forward. All the student leaders in the front, everyone please put your right hand forward for the oath. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Professor Bapat. I request all the student leaders to follow me. I solemnly affirm that I shall uphold the timeless values of democracy, embody the highest ideals of ethical leadership, and strive to advance the noble principles of governance and public policy. As a proud participant of 15th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, I pledge to rise above the casteism, communalism, corruption, and all the remnants of colonial mindset, and commit myself to nurturing a just, inclusive, self-confident, and peaceful Bharat, rooted in its civilizational wisdom and guided by the constitutional morality. Jai Hind. Thank you, my dear friends.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, everyone. And now it's time when I'm going to invite the next special guest of honor, Dr. Sandeep Kumar Pathak ji, to address the gathering. But before I do that, I request my technical team to kindly relay.
From the quiet lanes of Chhattisgarh to global academic institutions, and from research laboratories to the heart of Bharat's democratic process, Dr. Sandeep Kumar Pathak's journey reflects intellect, discipline, and deep commitment to public service. General Secretary of the Aam Aadmi Party and Member of Parliament Rajya Sabha from Punjab, he is a distinguished academician and strategist rooted in grassroots engagement. Born in Mungeli district, Chhattisgarh, to agriculturist parents, Dr. Pathak's education began in his village and continued in Bilaspur, shaping his grounded, people-centric outlook. An accomplished academic, he pursued advanced research at the Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, Hyderabad, and the National Chemical Laboratory, Pune, before earning his PhD from the University of Cambridge. With over 100 research publications and postdoctoral work at the University of Oxford and MIT, his journey reflects global academic excellence rooted in Bharat's realities. This rare blend of world-class scientific excellence and deep social awareness lends a unique depth to his role as a parliamentarian and political leader. Today, as a Rajya Sabha MP and a key organizational force within the Aam Aadmi Party, Dr. Sandeep Kumar Pathak continues to bridge the worlds of academia, policy, and grassroots governance. It is indeed a privilege and honor to welcome Dr. Sandeep Kumar Pathak to the 15th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad.
Please put your hands together, my friends, and welcome with a round of applause, Dr. Sandeep Kumar Pathak ji.
सबसे पहले मुझे लगता है कि एक बार एनर्जाइज होना चाहिए. अब सारे थक गए होंगे. All of you must have got bored, tired. I can see through your faces. It's been hours and hours listening, not speaking. So एक बार जोरदार भारत माता का आह्वान करेंगे और उसके बाद अपनी बातचीत शुरू करेंगे. दोनों हाथ ऊपर उठाकर पूरी ताकत से भारत माता की वंदे वंदे. Honorable dignitaries, teachers, students, and most importantly, Shri Rahul ji, who has shaped this idea of Chhatra Sansad. Thank you very much to all of you to invite me, and it's an extraordinary feeling to be here in your campus. I have seen many campuses across the world, but this one, the moment I entered into, I realized that there is a vibrant feeling. So it's a good place to be. You all are very fortunate to be here. Today, I have been asked to ponder and discuss upon a particular topic. And that topic is about the campus to the cabinet. आज एक ऐसे विषय पर बोलने के लिए कहा गया है जो विश्वविद्यालय के कैंपस से कैबिनेट तक के सफर को और उससे जुड़ी बातों के बारे में बोलने के लिए कहा गया है। मुझे जो एजेंडा दिया गया है, मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि अपने थॉट्स को इसी के इर्द गिर्द रखूं ताकि मुझे और आपको इसमें मदद मिल सके। सबसे बड़ा प्रश्न ये है हमारे देश में कि राजनीति, ज्यादातर लोगों से जब आप बात करेंगे तो वो कहेंगे कि राजनीति गंदी है, मत जाओ इसमें, डोंट गेट इनटू पॉलिटिक्स, इट्स अ बैड थिंग, डोंट गेट इनटू इट, यू विल नेवर सक्सीड, you will lose everything. I was also told the same thing. I was reminded several times that do not get into politics. Politics, जिसके पास पैसा है, जिसके पास पावर है, उनका है. Well, to a greater degree, it is correct if you look at many of the examples. Today, here we are discussing as to how can we ensure that the campus can be made a breeding ground, a building ground to produce extraordinary leaders who can shape the future of this country. Dear students, मैं भी पूना में रहा हूँ 1 साल का समय। मैंने NCL पूना में मेरे प्रोफेसर थे, प्रोफेसर प्रकाश वडगांवकर। मेरी जर्नी में, जीवन की जर्नी में जो कुछ भी मैं हूँ, उनका एक बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन रहा है। और पुणे, मुझे लगता है कि मेरे जीवन का जो टर्निंग पॉइंट है वो पूना से ही शुरू हुआ। मैं अपनी पूरी जीवन संघर्ष करता रहा। मैं पूना आया, 9 से 10 महीने यहाँ रहा और पूरी लाइफ की ट्रैजेक्टरी चेंज हो गई। इसीलिए पुणे को पुण्य भूमि कहते हैं। तो पुण्य भूमि में आप हो, सारे खुश रहो, सबसे पहली बात। अब मुद्दे की बात यह है कि कैंपस से, यूनिवर्सिटी से क्या करना चाहिए कि इस देश को एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी लीडरशिप मिल सके। तो इससे पहले प्रश्न ये उठता है कि भाई लीडरशिप क्या होती है, लीडर होता कौन है, हाउ अ लीडर लुक लाइक, व्हाट आर द क्वालिटीज दैट अ लीडर शुड पॉजेस। दैट्स द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन ऑल ऑफ अस शुड आस्क। मैंने 3-4 ऐसे पॉइंटर्स इकट्ठे किए हैं जो मुझे लगता है कि ये तीनों पॉइंट अगर हम अच्छे से नर्चर कर ले तो एक अच्छा लीडरशिप तैयार किया जा सकता है। सबसे पहली चीज जो मुझे लगता है कि आप फिजिकल एक्टिविटी करें या कुछ ऐसा लीडरशिप वाला काम करें, उससे पहले आपके माइंड लीडरशिप के लिए रेडी होना चाहिए। आपका जो मेंटल स्ट्रेंथ है वो एक लीडरशिप के हिसाब से शेप होना चाहिए। इसलिए जो सबसे पहली क्राइटेरिया है लीडरशिप बिल्ड करने के लिए, एंड दैट इज डिबेट एंड ओनली डिबेट। सो मैं ये प्रश्न पूछूंगा कि जैसे हमारे देश में यूनिवर्सिटीज है, वहां पर भी इलेक्शन होता है, स्टूडेंट्स के इलेक्शन होते हैं। मुझे वो सारे इलेक्शन वैसे ही दिखाई देते हैं, पावर पॉलिटिक्स वाले, पावर का डिस्प्ले करने वाले, वही स्पीचेस। तो हम जो बाहर इलेक्टोरल पॉलिटिक्स और कॉम्पिटिटिव इलेक्टोरल पॉलिटिक्स है उससे प्रभावित होकर इंस्टीट्यूशंस में, यूनिवर्सिटीज में भी जो इलेक्शन हो रहे हैं वो भी उससे दुष्प्रभावित हो रहे हैं। तो पहला मेरा प्रश्न यही है कि क्या हम यूनिवर्सिटीज में जो हमारा कैंपस है जहां पर डिस्कशन और डिबेट होता है, क्या हमारे इलेक्शंस डिबेट पर आधारित है या फिर वो चुनावी प्रक्रिया जो बाहर होती है वैसे ही प्रभावित हो रही है? ये सबसे पहला प्रश्न है। तो डिबेट से होता क्या है? डिबेट जब आप करते हैं तो ये आपके, इट इंप्रूव्स योर क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, इट एनहेंसेस योर नॉलेज, एंड इफ यू डू नॉट able to compete with somebody, you go back to home, study more, acquire more information, and come back and again debate. You again get short of your ideas, you again go back and again acquire more energy, again you come back. So this practice ensures that you acquire a lot of information, a lot of ideas, and during the debate, your ideas, your thoughts becomes filtered, refined. And through this refinement, you achieve a situation which is called clarity of thoughts. तो कोई भी confused mind वाला व्यक्ति लीडर नहीं बन सकता है। लीडर तो वो होता है जिसको डिसाइड करना होता है। आपके पास 5 ऑप्शन है, किस ऑप्शन को आप लोगे? आप डिसाइड कैसे करोगे? आज इंफॉर्मेशन के टाइम पे चारों तरफ इंफॉर्मेशन है, आपको रोज 50 चीजें आप डिसाइड कैसे करोगे? तो व्हेन यू हैव अबंडेंस ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन, डिसाइडिंग व्हाट इज राइट एंड व्हाट इज रॉन्ग इज द फर्स्ट चैलेंज अ लीडर फेसेस। देयरफॉर डिबेट, अगर आप स्कूल में, कॉलेजेस में उस प्रोसेस से हम गुजरते हैं, तो आपको वो क्रिटिकल एनालिसिस, क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग, और सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट, डिबेट में जब सामने वाला आपको डिसएग्री करता है, आपको चैलेंज करता है, तो आप गुस्सा होकर ये नहीं बोलते अरे भाई मेरे को नहीं करने का है, मैं जा रहा हूं, मैं घर जा रहा हूं, या लड़ाई नहीं करने लगते। डिबेट में आप इंश्योर करते हो कि अपने तर्कों से, अपने डिबेट से, अपने आइडिया से, अक्यूम से उसको काउंटर करते हो। तो ये आपके अंदर रेजिलियंस भी लेकर आता है। मोटी चमड़ी जिसको कहते हैं ना, मोटी चमड़ी कहने का मतलब है कि आप यू डोंट गेट टू टची अबाउट एवरीथिंग, आप यू रिस्पॉन्डेड फैक्चुअली व्हेन इट कम्स टू। सो डिबेटिंग का जो प्रोसेस है वो आपके अंदर इंफॉर्मेशंस को यूटिलाइज करना, इंफॉर्मेशंस को रिएक्ट करना, ये सिखाता है। मेरा पहला प्रश्न यही है, क्या इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट्स और यूनिवर्सिटीज में डिबेट्स को प्रमोट किया जाता है, या इन द नेम ऑफ स्टूडेंट इलेक्शन वी अगेन प्रमोट द सेम काइंड ऑफ इलेक्टोरल माल प्रैक्टिसेस दैट वी सी आउटसाइड? दैट्स द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन। डू यू एग्री विथ मी और नॉट? मेरी बात आ रही है समझ में? बोर तो नहीं हो रहे हो सारे? तो सबसे पहले हमें अपने सारे इंस्टीट्यूशंस में डिबेट के प्रोसेस को इंकरेज करना पड़ेगा। हमारे पास डिबेट करने की सोसाइटी है? डू वी हैव अ सोसाइटी वेयर वी डिबेट? डू वी हैव अ डिबेटर सोसाइटी? The moment you have an institution, the debaters in every classes, every institutions, then you will have pool of people who can confront anybody, who can ask a question and who can debate. तो मेरा सबसे पहला प्रश्न यही है। मेरे मन में कुछ प्रश्न है, वो प्रश्न मुझे नहीं पता इसका उत्तर, मैं सिर्फ वो प्रश्न आपके सामने रखना चाहता हूं। क्या यूनिवर्सिटीज में चुनाव होने चाहिए या नहीं होने चाहिए? पहला प्रश्न। अगर यूनिवर्सिटीज में चुनाव होने चाहिए तो फिर उसका प्रोसेस क्या होना चाहिए? क्या वो प्रोसेस डिबेट से, डिस्कशन से, नॉलेज और अक्यूमन के आधार पे होना चाहिए, या फिर वैसे ही चुनाव होना चाहिए बाहुबलियों का, वो पोस्टर, बैनर, रैली जो बाहर देखते हैं वैसे ही? तो ये 2 प्रश्न है। तो डेमोक्रेसी को स्ट्रेंथन तो कैंपस से किया जा सकता है, ऑल्सो नॉट एट द कॉस्ट ऑफ योर एक्चुअल स्टडीज। आप देखिए देश विदेशों में भी तो होता है, इलेक्शंस होते हैं, और यहाँ मैं कैम्ब्रिज में था, कैम्ब्रिज में मैंने इलेक्शंस देखे। कैम्ब्रिज में इलेक्शन कैसे होगा? वहाँ पर लोग इकट्ठे होंगे, पैनल्स बनेगा, पैनल बनने के बाद टॉपिक्स आएंगे, उन टॉपिक्स में वो डिबेट करते हैं, सारे लोग बैठे रहते हैं, डिबेटर से उनसे पूछा जाता है हर एक इश्यूज पे, नेशनल, इंटरनेशनल, दिस इशू, दैट इशू, एवरी सिंगल इशूज। जो रिस्पॉन्स अच्छा देता है, जिसमें लगता है कि ये बंदा सॉलिड है, उसको फिर वो वोट देते हैं। वोटिंग वहां पर भी होती है, बट क्राइटेरिया जिसके ऊपर वो चुनाव होता है वो बाहुबली, पोस्टर, होर्डिंग, फलाना ढिमका, ये जो हमारे चारों तरफ वो नहीं होता है। अगर वो सब इंस्टीट्यूट और कैंपस में करने लगे तो आप आने वाले फ्यूचर पॉलिटिकल डिस्कोर्स को सुधारने के बजाय अभी कैंपस का एटमॉस्फेयर ही खत्म करने पे लग जाते हैं। तो ये उल्टा हो जाता है। इसलिए पहला क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्या चुनाव होना चाहिए? मुझे लगता है चुनाव होना चाहिए। दूसरा प्रश्न है कि क्या हम बाहर से प्रभावित होकर वैसा चुनाव करें, या फिर एक सिविलाइज्ड माइंड को शेप करने वाला चुनाव करें? तो ये मेरा पहला प्रश्न था आपके सामने। दूसरी चीज जो मुझे लगता है वो है हमें एग्जीक्यूशन के बारे में सीखना चाहिए। आप कभी भी बड़ा, स्ट्रांग, सक्सेसफुल लीडर नहीं बन सकते, जीवन में भी तब सक्सेसफुल नहीं हो सकते अगर आप में एग्जीक्यूशनल कैपेबिलिटीज नहीं है। जैसे अगर मैं देखूं, हम कहते हैं कि हमारे देश को भाई 47 तक डेवलप्ड बनानी है, तो ऐसा है ना कि पहला क्वेश्चन आपके दिमाग में आना चाहिए कि यार फाइन, इट इज अ वेरी गुड आइडिया टू गिव योरसेल्फ अ डेडलाइन। पहले डेडलाइन भी नहीं होता था, भाई हम विकसित बनेंगे, अरे भाई कब बनोगे? कभी कोई तो डेट बताओ, कोई तो डेट। तो एक डेट देना इंपॉर्टेंट है, पर मुझे लगता है कि डेट, भाई साहब जब वो डेट पहुंचेगा तब तो हम रहेंगे नहीं आपसे क्वेश्चन करने के लिए। तो हमें यह देखना पड़ेगा कि उस डेट में देश को डेवलप करने के लिए what all measures have we been taking? So if I ask you, can you highlight me one single thing that is critically required to ensure that this country becomes developed by 2047? Can you think one particular thing? I have thought about it again and again and again and again. I read a lot of books, discussed with many distinguished people. I have found to one thing. मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूं कि ये अंतिम है. इसका रिफाइनमेंट और डिबेट करेंगे तो हो सकता है और भी इससे ज्यादा मूल चीज निकल आए. मुझे लगता है कि अगर अपने को हमें विकसित बनना है तो हमें इंस्टीट्यूशंस में एफिशिएंसी लानी पड़ेगी. यू लिसन टू मी, आई विल टेल यू वेरी गुड एंड वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. इंस्टीट्यूशन एफिशिएंसी जब तक नहीं आएगा तब तक देश विकसित नहीं होगा. अब प्रश्न है कि भाई साहब कैसे? अब देखो, ऊपर जो पॉलिटिकल क्लास है वो पॉलिसी बना देते हैं. उस पॉलिसी को ग्राउंड में इंप्लीमेंट कौन करते हैं? इंस्टीट्यूशंस करते हैं, डिपार्टमेंट्स करते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल लेट से कि रेलवे, भाई रेलवे की पॉलिसी बन गई, अब चलाएगा कौन? एग्जीक्यूटिव चलाएंगे रेलवे को, राइट? जैसे साफ सफाई है पुणे की, तो ऊपर पॉलिसी बन गई, कॉर्पोरेशंस ने पॉलिसी बना दिया, अब साफ सफाई एग्जीक्यूट कौन करेगा? एग्जीक्यूशन सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत है हमारे देश की. तो जितने भी इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं उसकी एफिशिएंसी सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाती है. आपके पास सैकड़ों इंस्टीट्यूशंस है, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट के पास, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के पास, कॉर्पोरेशन के पास, सबके पास अलग अलग इंस्टीट्यूशंस है. अगर ये इंस्टीट्यूशंस एफिशिएंट नहीं है, if these institutions are not functioning effectively, then you set a deadline, either 2047, 2057, 2077, whatever 77, 97 you put, you will never achieve the target until you ensure that all of your institutions become efficient and productive. Are you all getting me what I'm trying to say? So कैसे बनाएं अब institutions को productive? पहला question आपको पूछना चाहिए कि how? अब अभी के सिचुएशन में हमारे देश में क्या है? हम पूरा नॉन पॉलिटिकल बात कर रहे हैं. वी आर टॉकिंग एंड थिंकिंग अबाउट द कंट्री, नॉट अबाउट ए पॉलिटिकल पार्टी. सो लेट अस जॉइन टुगेदर एंड डिस्कस इट. लेट अस डाइवर्ज इनटू इट. लेट अस ट्राई टू फाइंड द आंसर. भाई कैसे प्रोडक्टिव बनाएंगे एक इंस्टीट्यूशन को? सबसे पहली चीज है कि हमारे देश में हर 4 दिन में एक इलेक्शन है. वो इलेक्शन, फिर ये इलेक्शन, फिर ये इलेक्शन, फिर ये इलेक्शन, और ये इलेक्शन, ये इलेक्शन. पहला. दूसरा, सारे एग्जीक्यूशनल और एग्जीक्यूटिव पावर्स जो है सेंट्रलाइज्ड है. जो हेड ऑफ द स्टेट है या हेड ऑफ द कंट्री है उसके पास पावर. और तीसरा, कोई भी आदमी या इंस्टीट्यूट ऐसा नहीं है जो एफिशिएंसी को मेजर करे. इस साल की एफिशिएंसी इतनी है, पिछले साल की इतनी थी, अगले साल की इतनी है. भाई साहब अगर 47 में मुझे डेवलप्ड बनना है तो अगले साल मुझे इतनी एफिशिएंसी लानी ही पड़ेगी. कोई मेजर करने वाला है? कोई माई बाप नहीं है. चल रहा है देश. भाषण, वन मोर स्लोगन, वन मोर आइडिया, अनदर स्पीच, अनदर लीडर, अनदर आइडिया, अनदर स्लोगन. नेवर एवर बॉदर्ड कि भाई ये इंस्टीट्यूशन कल भी था, आज भी है और परसों भी ऐसा ही रहेगा. तो जब तक ये आज कल परसों वैसा ही रहेगा हम डेवलप नहीं हो सकते. हाउ शुड वी मेक इट प्रोडक्टिव? सो पहला, मुझे यह लगता है कि जो पावर है उसको डिसेंट्रलाइज करना पड़ेगा. आपको इंस्टीट्यूशंस को इंडिपेंडेंट बनाना पड़ेगा. वी हैव टू इंश्योर दैट अवर इंस्टीट्यूशंस आर इंडिपेंडेंट. पहला. दूसरा, वी हैव टू इंश्योर दैट कि ये सारे इंस्टीट्यूशंस पॉलिटिकल डे टू डे इंटरफेरेंस से बाहर रहे. मैं एक एग्जांपल देता हूं, और ये कोई रॉकेट साइंस की बात नहीं है. मैं एग्जांपल देता हूं. आप सोचो कि अमेरिका कैसे करता है, इंग्लैंड कैसे करता है, कनाडा कैसे करता है, ऑस्ट्रेलिया कैसे करता है, जापान कैसे करता है, जर्मनी कैसे करता है. इन सारे डेवलप्ड कंट्री और डेवलपिंग कंट्री में एक फंडामेंटल डिफरेंस है. इन सारे डेवलप्ड कंट्रियों में इंस्टीट्यूशंस इंडिपेंडेंट है. उनके जो रेगुलेटर हैं, जो एफिशिएंसी को, उनकी प्रॉब्लम्स को वो उनको बताता है, इंडिपेंडेंट रेगुलेटर है. और हमारे देश में जो प्रमोटर है, यानी कि जो चला रहा है, वही रेगुलेटर है. भाई साहब मुझे ये बताओ, क्या मैं कभी अपनी कमजोरी को ईमानदारी से बता पाऊंगा? नहीं. कोई दूसरा आदमी वहां खड़ा होकर जो मुझे देखते रहेगा वो बताएगा कि भाई इसकी, संदीप जी आपकी कमजोरी ये है. तो कभी आपने ये देखा है कि दूध की रखवाली आप बिल्ली से करवाते हो? इज इट प्रैक्टिकल? इट इज नॉट प्रैक्टिकल. Not pray, वो पिएगा, वो बोलेगा मैंने नहीं पिया. We'll do. So that is most important thing. So the promoter should not be the regulator. Regulator should be independent. तीसरा मेरा सबमिशन ये है, एथिकल प्रैक्टिसेस. ये कहते हैं कि भाई चुनाव जो है वो गंदा है, इसमें नहीं घुसना है. अगर एक कुर्सी रखी हुई है, किसी ना किसी को तो उस पर बैठना है. सो कॉल्ड हॉनेस्ट पीपल वो ये कहते हैं कि यार वी आर ऑनेस्ट पीपल, हम पॉलिटिक्स में नहीं जा सकते, तो चाय और पकौड़ा खा के हम घर पे बैठे रहते. तो भाई वो तो पोस्ट है, somebody will go there. Then all those people whose interests are different with ulterior motive, वो जाएंगे, वो बनेंगे, और जब वो बन जाएगा तो आप बोलेगा ये बेकार है भाई, बेकार है पॉलिटिक्स. ऐसे नहीं चलेगा. आई कैन टेल यू वन थिंग, आपके जीवन में आप ये डिसाइड, जिस दिन आप ये डिसाइड कर लोगे कि आप एथिकल प्रैक्टिस पॉलिटिक्स में करोगे, तो आपको कोई अनएथिकल रास्ते पे नहीं ले जा सकता है. आई कैन टेल यू वन थिंग, अगर आप डिसाइड करोगे कि मैं ऑनेस्टी से राजनीति करूंगा, तो आपको कोई डिसऑनेस्ट नहीं कर सकता है. यू टेक अ रिजोल्यूशन एंड यू रिफ्यूज टू कॉम्प्रोमाइज योर एथिकल प्रैक्टिसेस. ये सारी प्रैक्टिस कैंपस से ही होगा, कैंपस से ही बिल्ड किया जा सकता है. एंड देयरफॉर ये तीन चीजें, पहला डिबेट करना इंपॉर्टेंट है कैंपसेस में, और ये हमको रिव्यू करना पड़ेगा कि हमारे इलेक्शन के प्रोसेस क्या है और कैसे होना चाहिए. दूसरा, एग्जीक्यूशनल एफिशिएंसी लाने के लिए आपको प्रोजेक्ट्स करने पड़ेंगे, इंटर्नशिप्स करने पड़ेंगे, इंडिपेंडेंट प्रोजेक्ट करने पड़ेंगे और एग्जीक्यूशन करके देखना पड़ेगा. तीसरा, एथिकल प्रैक्टिसेस की ट्रेनिंग आप यहीं से कर सकते हैं. जीवन में संघर्ष आएंगे, संघर्ष जाएंगे. पॉलिटिक्स इंपॉर्टेंट है, पूरे देश का जो भविष्य है पॉलिटिक्स से ही शेप होता है. इसलिए पॉलिटिक्स से दूर नहीं भागा जा सकता है. आप चाहे चाहो या ना चाहो, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है. इस आप सबको मैं आह्वान करता हूं कि ज़रूर आप पॉलिटिक्स में आइए और देश का भविष्य बनाने के लिए अपना योगदान दीजिए. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And let us take quickly one question which is coming to us from, if I'm reading it well, Mishika Singh. Yes, Mishika, if you can please go ahead, ask your question.
Good evening, sir. I am Mishika Singh, a student of third year BLLB honors in MIT WPU itself. Sir, my question to you is that, sir, stubble burning has become a recurring environmental and governance challenge, affecting not just Punjab but multiple states. From long-term policy perspective, what structural solution beyond short-term subsidies or penalties do you believe can sustainability balance farmers' economic realities with the environmental responsibility? Thank you, sir.
See, it's an important question. And again, I will tell you, you need to find a sustainable solutions which can live longer on its own leg. So subsidy or penalty has a very limited impact. Let's be very clear. So what should we do? आप पहले ये प्रश्न पूछो कि भाई स्टबल बर्निंग किसान करता क्यों है? किसान का एक खेत है, वहाँ पे स्टबल जो फसल काटने के बाद जो छोटे छोटे नीचे बच जाते हैं उसको स्टबल कहते हैं, राइट? अब वो करता क्यों है? उसको अगला फसल बोना है, अगला फसल बोने से पहले उसको निकालना है, उसको वीड आउट करना है. नाउ अगर वो उसको वीड आउट करने के लिए ट्रैक्टर हायर करता है, मशीन हायर करता है, इट कॉस्ट अ लॉट ऑफ मनी. जितनी उसकी कमाई नहीं है उतने उससे ज़्यादा उसको निकालने में लग रहा है. तो ये भूल जाओ कि आप उसको ज्ञान देके कि भाई यहाँ पॉल्यूशन हो रहा है, वहाँ पॉल्यूशन हो रहा है, उसकी कमाई का मेजर पोर्शन आप ले नहीं सकते. इट इज़ नॉट प्रैक्टिकली पॉसिबल. देयरफॉर यू नीड टू प्रोवाइड अ सॉल्यूशन. सो बहुत सारे सॉल्यूशंस पंजाब ने इनिशिएट लिया है, उसमें बहुत हद तक सक्सेस मिला हुआ है कि छोटे छोटे कंपनीज वहाँ पे लग रहे हैं जो स्टबल को खुद निकाल के लेके जाते हैं, उसको कंपोस्ट में कन्वर्ट करते हैं एंड यूटिलाइजिंग इन अ मल्टीपल डिफरेंट वे. देयरफॉर क्विक फिक्स किसी का नहीं है. एक प्रॉब्लम आया है, सस्टेनेबल सॉल्यूशन आइडेंटिफाई करना पड़ेगा और किसान को ब्लेम नहीं कर सकते, पॉलिसी मेकर्स को, गवर्नमेंट को इसके लिए कोई सस्टेनेबल रास्ता निकालना पड़ेगा.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for taking the question. A big round of applause for sir for coming all the way and guiding us. My friends, as you are aware that yesterday there was a great initiative of Bharat Colloquium, Adding to the spirit of innovation that defined this year's Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, we witnessed yet another distinctive initiative of Bharat's colloquium, Reason, Rational and Reform. This powerful platform brought together carefully selected students, leaders to debate issues of national importance with depth, logic and responsibility. And now I'm delighted to announce the winners from both the sessions of Bharat's colloquium. Each session recognizes two outstanding voices, one representing the proposition and the one opposition, honoring the democratic spirit of balanced debate. First, I would like to request all the dignitaries on the dais to felicitate the winners of Bharat's colloquium. The first winner is from the motion, "This House believes that India's exam-centric education system limits creativity." And the winner from the proposition team is Namisha K. from Karnataka. Please come on stage. A big round of applause for Namisha from Karnataka. And the leader, the winner from opposition is Shubham Kokate from Madhya Pradesh. Shubham, please come on stage. Heartiest congratulations, Shubham. The next winner is from motion 2. This House believes that the reservation beyond 50% undermines equality. And the winner from proposition side is Dattatray Purohit from Rajasthan. And the winner from opposition is Mithun M from Karnataka. Heartiest congratulations to all the winners. Heartiest congratulations, Mithun. A big round of applause for all the winners, my friends. They all are on stage. So effectively, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan is on stage. Thank you very much. As the session is going forward, let me attract your attention to another important tradition of this platform, and which is understanding your views and your opinion. Let us participate by voting into a resolution through your mobile phones. So I request everyone to take out their mobile phones and scan the QR code for this resolution. Can we display the resolution? We, the participants of 15th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, resolve that the universities serve as vibrant nurseries of democratic citizenship and leadership, where dialogue, constructive dissent, and participatory governance nurtures and reinforces constitutional values. We wholeheartedly pledge to carry these democratic ideals from campus corridors to corridors of governance, striving to make Bharat's democracy more inclusive, responsive, and accountable. Your time has already started, my friends. Please scan the QR code and vote for or against the resolution. The timer is already on. Last 25 seconds, my friends.
भारत अपनी आँख का तारा, तन मन धन से भी है प्यारा। लोकतंत्र है इसकी गरिमा, इसका रक्षण ध्येय हमारा। भारतीय छात्र संसद, भारतीय छात्र संसद।
The time is about to get over, and your time is up, my friends. Oh, the resolution passes with 96.4% voting in favor. A big round of applause, my friends. Thank you very much. And as you all are aware that in the 15th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, we had a beautiful representation through pavilions. To make us understand the concept of these pavilions, I invite on stage the director of MIT School of Government, Dr. Namesh Kilimsetti. Do we have the director of School of Government? Yes.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, esteemed colleagues, and my dear students. This year, as part of the 15th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, we introduced a bold new initiative. Across the vibrant campus of MIT World Peace University, 32 exhibits were established, each a testament to the diverse academic strengths of our institution. The objective was simple yet profound, to celebrate democracy of Bharat at the 75 years. We challenged every department to look beyond their textbooks and showcase how their specific field, be it technology, arts, or science, has strengthened the pillars of Indian democracy through innovation, inclusion, and justice. To capture this essence of this 15th BCS, we focused on 4 guiding principles: democracy, leadership, governance, and public policy. As part of the core evaluation committee, we just didn't look for aesthetic appeal. We evaluated each pavilion on 3 rigorous parameters: their relevance to the core themes of DLGP, their ability to map milestones over the last 75 years, and of course, their sheer creativity and presentation. I must tell you, the committee was blown away. Seeing how you connected the intricacies of your specific disciplines to the broader machinery of our nation was truly inspiring. To the students, you just didn't bring stalls. You built bridges between your education and your civic responsibility. Before we announce the winners, I want every student here to feel absolutely proud of yourself and give them a massive round of applause for what you've achieved. You should and be incredibly proud. Our hope that this experience inspires you to think outside the box and embrace a transdisciplinary approach. Whether you are an engineer, a lawyer, or an artist, your knowledge finds its highest purpose when applied to the betterment of our society and our country. Dr. Bapat, handing over to you to announce the winners. Thank you,
sir. Thank you very much. And of course, very enthusiastic and I would say breathtaking moment, because students and all faculty members and everyone has worked really hard towards setting up these pavilions. And here it goes. The third prize for these pavilions goes to School of Business and Ramcharan School of Leadership. I request the Dean and Program Director of School of Business and Ramcharan School of Leadership to kindly come on stage for accepting the third prize of the pavilions. Please put your hands together for the third position in the pavilions, School of Business and Ramcharan School of Leadership. Please welcome their students and faculty on stage. Heartiest congratulations, dear team. The beautiful representation of various concepts based on the respective schools and their ideas were beautifully displayed in these pavilions, and students were active in these pavilions right from the morning till evening. And this initiative has been extended for a couple of days more because many other students are willing to visit these pavilions. Thank you very much. Let me now announce the second position in these pavilions. And the second position goes to Department of Public Health and Department of Commerce and Accounting. I request the Dean, Program Directors and students of Department of Public Health, Department of Commerce and Accounting to kindly come on stage. The second position is shared by Department of Public Health and Department of Commerce and Accounting.
अपनी आँख का तारा, तन मन धन से भी है प्यारा। भारत अपनी आँख का तारा, तन मन धन से भी है प्यारा। लोकतंत्र है इसकी गरिमा, इसका रक्षण ध्येय हमारा। भारतीय
And it is, I would like to convey the thoughts and feelings of Executive President Dr. Rahul Karat sir, that many have played this, I would say, great efforts in setting up these pavilions. Of course, those who are accepting the prize here on stage is symbolic, and they're only representing everyone, those who have taken great efforts, and probably they're still there on those pavilions. So this, those who are taking the gifts is just a symbolism. Thank you very much. And here comes the moment for the first prize in the pavilions. Okay, there was the first prize of these pavilions.
भारत अपनी आँख का तारा, तन मन धन से भी है प्यारा। लोकतंत्र है।
The first prize, oh, they're full of energy, of course. They deserve it. The first prize goes to Department of Clinical Science, and it is shared by Department of Economics and Public Policy.
का तारा, तन मन धन से भी है प्यारा।
The first prize is shared by Department of Clinical Science and Department of Economics and Public Policy. I request both these schools to kindly come on stage.
भारतीय छात्र संसद, भारतीय छात्र संसद, भारतीय छात्र संसद।
Heartiest congratulations, both the teams, for winning the first prize in this important initiatives. My friends, I'm sure by this time you all have received a thread which is an important symbol of Ekta. I'm sure the teams would have distributed the Ekata Sutra to all of you. I will let you know what exactly this concept is. Meanwhile, I request only that you all tie this Ekata Sutra with the students sitting on your left hand side and right hand side. I'll come to the next part of this celebration with what to do with that Ekata Sutra. Meanwhile, I request if the glimpses of last 3 days, the glorious 3 days of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad are ready, I request my technical team to kindly relay the glimpses film. Welcome, 15th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad.
This very small idea long back, which was started in the year 2005 as the School of Government, first school of the country for the political leadership development, and later Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad as the largest classroom, it has now propagated across the country.
आज आवश्यकता इस बात की है कि हम कैसे इस देश के जो गरीब, वंचित, पीड़ित लोग हैं, उनकी लड़ाई किस प्रकार से लड़ें।
खेल और राजनीति एक ही सिक्के के दो पहलू हैं, लेकिन मैं कहता हूं कि दोनों का लक्ष्य एक ही है, और वो है भारत को उसके परम वैभव पर, चरमोत्कर्ष पर ले जाना।
That's the spirit with which Midsong and its graduates will contribute to the public life of this country.
देश के अंदर अलग अलग विचारधाराओं के लोगों को एक मंच पर लाना और एक एजेंडे में लाना, उसके लिए आप जो प्रयास कर रहे हैं वो सराहनीय है।
What a beautiful reflection on last 3 days of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad. Let's give it a big round of applause, my friends. And with this, I would like to request the Chief Academic Officer of MIT World Peace University, Dr. Prasad Khandekar sir, to kindly propose vote of thanks.
Good evening. It is my privilege on behalf of MIT World Peace University to propose the vote of thanks at the valedictory ceremony of the 15th Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad. At the outset, I extend our sincere gratitude to Honorable Sri Anurag Singh Thakur for his inspiring address and for sharing his rich experience in public life, youth engagement, and national governance, which has greatly motivated our young participants. We are equally thankful to Honorable Dr. Sandeep Kumar Pathak for his thoughtful insights on policy, governance, and democratic responsibility that offered meaningful guidance to aspiring leaders. Our sincere appreciation goes to respected Sri Saeed Siddiqui for his profound reflections drawn from his distinguished journey in journalism and public life, enriching this platform with experience and national perspective. We also express our deepest reverence to Revered Professor Dr. Vishwanath Karad sir, whose visionary leadership and lifelong commitment to value-based education continue to inspire the mission of this institution and the Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad. At the outset, we express our sincere gratitude to Dr. Rahul V. Karad sir for his visionary initiative in founding the Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, a unique national platform that continues to inspire young mind towards leadership, democratic values, and nation building. Sa vidya ya vimuktaye. True knowledge is that which liberates. This timeless thought reflects the spirit of the Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, which nurtures the responsible thinking, democratic dialogue, and enlightened leadership among these young minds here. This year marked an important academic innovation with the introduction of thematic school pavilions, and these pavilions showcase research, social initiatives, and student-led innovations in academic engagement, transforming the campus into a vibrant learning ecosystem. I sincerely appreciate the dedicated efforts of our students, faculty coordinators, and respected deans whose commitment and teamwork made this initiative a remarkable success today. I also extend my thanks to the participating student leaders from across the country whose energy, discipline, and thoughtful participation strengthened the seriousness and spirit of deliberations on this campus here. My sincere appreciation goes to the organizing committee, administrative teams, operations teams, technical staff, media teams, volunteers, and all colleagues who ensure the seamless execution of this large national program. I also express our gratitude to the print and electronic media for carrying the message and vision of this Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad to the society at large. As we conclude today, let us remember, events conclude on the stage, but the leadership they inspire continues in the nation. With gratitude to every contributor who made this edition meaningful and successful, I thank you all. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. With this, we are coming towards the conclusion of 15th edition of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad, my friends. I'm sure you must have seen this thread which is in tricolor, has reached the stage. I request everyone on dais to, if they can please rise in their seats. Everyone downstairs, if you can rise in your seat and raise this thread. When you tie the thread to the student sitting on your left and right hand side and hold it high, the Ekata Sutra, the bond of solidarity, that we all are now tied together and united, and we stand together for strengthening the democracy of our country. What a beautiful photograph. Very nice representation of unity. I now request everyone, I can see many students sitting on the left-hand side. Please rise in your seats for national anthem. I request my technical team to kindly relay.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता।
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा
द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा।
तव शुभ नामे जागे
तव शुभ आशीष मागे।
गाहे तब जय गाथा
जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे
भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय 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 जय
Bharat Mata Ki. With full energy, my friends. Bharat Mata Ki. Bharat Mata Ki. Bharat Mata Ki. Thank you very much. Dignitaries on the dais. I request all the program directors and deans to kindly come on stage.
All the deans, associate deans and program directors are requested to come on the stage for a group photograph. What a wonderful work. What a good coordination. This time, first time we have decentralized the entire BCS, and it has effectively delivered the objectives of Bharatiya Chhatra Sansad. Please come on the stage for a group photograph.